Hello. Okay. Sorry, 1 second. Alright, cool. Hi, everybody. Okay, my position is that I believe that, if you're 18 or older, you shouldn't be able to get an abortion no matter the circumstances. No exceptions for those 18 or older. But for those below 18, get all the abortions that your heart desires. And it should be okay. That's my position. Even in cases of essay or financial situation, whatever the case may be, even if the mother's going to die during childbirth, I think 18 plus abortions should be illegal. Thank you, Jake. I'm gonna say again, if you're 18 or older, then I don't think you should be able to get an abortion, no matter the case. Harris had an abortion 20 years ago. Yeah, that sucks. Sucks that she did. Wish she didn't. But also, definitely gonna vote for Kamala Harris, not Donald Trump. But yeah, I think if you're 18 plus, you shouldn't be able to get an abortion, no matter the circumstances, no matter the case, like no matter what happened. But if you're below 18, you should be able to get abortions. Also, I don't understand. I don't understand people who are like half pro-life but half pro-choice, where they say like they want to get an abortion only in a certain amount of time before the baby develops a certain amount. Medically necessary? No, I don't care if it's medically necessary. If the person dies while they're giving childbirth, that sucks and that's a terrible situation. But I think that the baby that they're giving birth to should have the right to life and the right to experience life. When, again, as long as they're 18 plus, if that's the mother and they're 18 plus and they die while giving birth to the child, then I think it's completely fine. Well, okay, not completely fine because they died, obviously, but I think they've lived 18 years, long enough to become socially an adult and legally an adult, and they should pass it on to their kids, you know. Hell no. Trump is a bad decision. You guys should not vote for Trump. It's a bad choice. I know it sounds contradictory, but I like Kamala more than Trump, and even though this is my opinion on abortion, I don't think Trump is a good. But I like the idea of killing babies, but don't want to give women that power. Oh, okay. That's a strong opinion. Kamala is pro-choice, though. Don't you agree with her values? I agree with a lot of them, but not the pro-choice thing. I don't agree with that. Hi, Brandon. Yeah, I agree with a lot of them, but I don't agree with the pro-choice thing. I think Kamala's right in a lot of areas, just not that one. Yeah, I know Trump is against abortion, but I mean, it's not enough reason for me to like him, you know. I think he's done a lot more bad than good, and I think if he's in office again, will continue to do a lot more bad than good. How do I give pizza? I mean, roses. The Miraktua. That's so real, dude. Why is Kamala better? Oh man, a whole list of reasons, but that's not really what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about abortion. No, stop, yo. I'm not a great. Respect your opinion. I'm pro-choice, so it's nice to see other people's views on it. Yeah, that makes sense. I think if you're pro-choice, wait, nope. Read them off. All the reasons. No. Name one reason Kamala's better. She's not a racist, and she's not held liable for R-wording somebody. Okay. Oh. Okay, what did that person say? Respect your opinion on pro-choice, so it's nice to see other people's views on it. Oh yeah, that makes sense. I mean, yeah, I disagree with pro-choice for sure. I think it's very important that he definitely is a racist. I think it's very important that people hear each other's sides and opinions and such, so that they can form their own, you know. But also, yo, Walter, I'm not here to talk about Trump versus Kamala, dude. But yeah, I think it's important to hear both sides before you like form your own opinion on it. Bro's trying to get a deep voice. Oh yeah, my bad. I think Trump. I didn't know what to say next. What was I saying? Oh yeah. But yeah, I think that pro-choice people are just, I don't think they see fetuses or embryo or whatever you want to call it the same as I do or as pro-life people do. I think pro-life people see it more as a baby that hasn't fully developed yet, or like hasn't developed out of the mother yet, when pro-choice people see it as something that isn't a baby yet. And people can be very hateful about it both ways. I'm pro-choice because of my own personal experience. Yeah, that makes sense. That sucks. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like to like insult or like yell or like really argue. I like to like discuss to try to form my opinion even more. If it strengthens my opinion already, that's okay, and if it completely changes my opinion, that's also okay. Because I just want to be correct. I don't want to be stubborn in whatever I already think, you know? Hey, talk about the real deal. The bulldogs in your pants. What? You're too young to be on here, really young, man. I'm not that young. How old do you think I am? That's a monkey. Did you know abortion was established in the U.S. by the Dems to eliminate... Dude, what are you talking about? Wait. Okay, I don't know anything about that. I don't know when it was established or anything about when it was established, but... Hey man, if that's true, that's crazy, you know? I wish you would understand, but you don't and never will. I probably pack more punch than you. What? Who is this? Do I know you? Pack more punch than me. Okay, there's a word count on here, but I would love to have a conversation with you about it more in detail. Yeah, for sure. I'll follow you, and if you follow me, we can... it'll be mutuals, and then we can message each other and whatever. But yeah, I followed you. Okay. How much pack of a punch are you talking, Walter White? Dude, Walter, chill, dude. Walter White. Do you know what is... Wait, what is this racist even talking about? Are you talking about me? I'm not racist. Go vote for a clown as yourself. You think Kamala's a clown? That's crazy, dude. Yes, you are racist. Wait, me? I'm not racist. Yo. Okay. Kamala's the biggest clown ever? Dude, what? That's crazy. Why do you think that? Why do you think so? Why do you like Trump more than Kamala? Wait, no, he's not your racist, Walter White. Yeah, Walter White is racist. I'm not racist. If you're going to vote, you need to do your own research. And yes, Chameleon is a clown. Dude, you just told me to do my own research, and you just said Democrats invented abortion to kill black people, dude. I don't believe that at all. Ignore how dented my water bottle is. Kamala is literally copying the Biden. I'm assuming you meant copying. Get to the point. Show us your jungle. Oh man, I wish I could. Oh, I take that back. Oh, I'm gonna get banned off TikTok Live. Oh my goodness. Kamala is literally... I mean, you spelled literally wrong and copying wrong. Yeah, I mean, I think Joe Biden wasn't fit to run a country, and I think Donald Trump wouldn't be... it wouldn't be a good idea to have him run a country. Learn more about politics before you start talking politics, son. I made this to talk about abortion and not Trump versus Kamala, man. Try to tell you that. Clown changes her opinion like she changes her makeup and cackles like a jackal. Okay. Trump did not start any wars at all. I don't think Kamala started wars either, dude. I don't think it was anybody's goal to start wars. Jackal from Rainbow Six Siege. Okay, Brandon. Okay, dude. Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, as long as Kamala, what she said in the last debate, if she sticks to that through her presidency, it's totally fine. Minus the abortion stuff, of course. I hope she does change her opinion again on the abortion stuff. I hope she changes her abortion stance. If you aren't racist, then prove it. Are you talking to me or are you talking to Walter White? Kamala hasn't ever been the president yet. But he's gonna start world wars and... Wait, sorry, I can't read. Wait. Kamala hasn't ever been the president yet, but he's gonna start world wars. It, he, she, whatever it is. Are you referring to Kamala like about it, he, she? Because that's crazy. Do you think Kamala is trans or something? Oh, a clown. Oh, man. Okay. That's weird. Okay. Chameleon said it in the debate, we have no active servicemen anywhere in the world under her watch. What? Okay, abortion should be available, but never a first choice. I agree with that. Well, not totally. I agree that it should never be a first choice. I think it should be available for those 17 and under. Everyone below 18, think abortion should be a choice. Think once you're 18 plus, you shouldn't abort anybody at all, and you shouldn't be allowed to abort anybody at all. No matter what the case is. I want to kill everyone in general, bro. Yeah, that's valid. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's real. Yeah, okay. How do you spell chameleon? I think it's like CHAMELOE. Wait. Chameleon. Wait. Can you buy me coins, racist? If you aren't racist, buy me coins. That's so real, dude. Walter White, buy Brandon some coins, dude, to prove you're not a racist. Do it. Run it up, dude. Tell that to the servicemen in Iraq and fighting off the Houthis off Lebanon right now. I'm done. I'm not racist. You are. I'm not racist, dude. Why do you think I'm racist? Why do you call me racist? I'm not racist. Yeah, you better be done, racist. Hey guys, do you think this guy's racist? I'm not racist. I didn't say anything racist. Cammy is the chameleon. Oh, I did spell it right. Let's go. Right? That's exactly how I was spelling it, right? Chameleon. Miss Rothwhite, are you against abortion? Yes, I am against abortion. Hate abortion. As long as you're 18 plus. But if you're below 18, I think it's okay, fine. You know. Brandon thinks you're racist. He doesn't think I'm racist. He thinks you're racist. Trump 2024, that's crazy. No. No Trump 2024. No. I think abortion is okay till 1 month. After that, you should keep it. Yeah, I don't understand when people hold the point saying like that abortion is okay up to a certain point in the pregnancy. I feel like if you think it's okay to kill a baby while it's in the belly, kill a baby while it's in the belly. If you don't, then don't kill it at any point while it's in the belly, you know? Because at every point while it's in the belly, it's still like growing and developing, you know? Facts. He said MAGA. Brandon, is this guy racist? Yes. Look at her, he's racist. MAGA! Let's start with the belly. Okay, the fucking... Okay, dude, I mean, is it really that much of a problem that I call it the belly? I'm not trying to be, like, technical way. It's not even developed fully, though. Yeah, I know it's not developed fully, but, it's murder either way. I agree it is murder either way. But, still a baby? Yes, I agree. It's a baby all the way. But, I know that it's not developed fully. I think the development stage, is like, I don't think you should interrupt that to, like, solve your, like, issues that you might have with the baby, basically. Yes, speak scientifically or shut up. Well, I mean, saying the word shut up isn't scientific, right? Like, you could say that more scientifically. Just because I'm not talking, like, in the most scientific way possible doesn't mean that my opinion is invalid, you know? Can the penguins fight Kamala, see what she's doing? What? Kamala is eating? Okay, dude. You know what needs... Wait, I think you're extremely undereducated. Have you ever seen an abortion? Might change your mind. I have. I'm not for abortion. I'm anti-abortion. See? I feel like asking someone if they've ever seen an abortion, that might change their mind. It makes it seem like you're trying to make me pro-life, but I already am pro-life. You know what needs to change is fathers' rights. They should have a say if a woman wants to terminate. I mean, I don't think the father should legally have a say, but I think any girl should give a guy, like, a chance to say, like, hey, please don't get an abortion if they decide, like, I'm not gonna listen to you, you know? It's like, yeah. It is invalid. You are a child speaking with no facts. That's not true, man. That's not true. Fathers should have rights. I agree, yeah, fathers should have rights, but I don't know about, like, a legal right to, like, I'm against abortion, okay? But I also don't think that a father should have a legal right to decide if a woman that he had sex with is allowed to get a medical procedure. What do you mean, what facts, dude? Am I just supposed to name every fact that I've ever learned? Yes, they should, because the baby is one half their DNA. Sure, man, I don't know. You commit murder every day by eating meat. I mean, that's different, because those cows aren't gonna, eventually grow and develop into something that will have the same consciousness as humans do, you know? The consciousness that humans have and the experiences that we have, I think, is what we need to protect, not just only life itself. Because I'm not totally against murder in any situation. I think, like, if there's, like, a serial PDF file, right? I think, kill that guy, you know? You need to learn more about what you're talking about. You need to learn more about what you're talking about. Clearly, you're just using a hot topic for views. Yawn. Okay, man. That's what Roe v. Wade was about. What was about what? You won't add anyone on here to argue with you. I can't, man. I need to go live for 3 days in a row. This is my very first time ever going live. No, sorry, you should, and especially if you're the voice of reason and would give the baby a chance. Well, I mean, not everybody sees it that way, you know, like, not every mother sees the father as the voice of reason. If the mother is pro-choice, then the father would see himself as the voice of reason, but the pro-choice mother would see herself as the voice of reason, you know? Get this guy calling out of here, he's racist. That's so true. How do I join the live? You can't yet. You need to wait 3 more days when I go live. Who cares what a man thinks? Well, I think if you're pro-choice, it makes sense to say that men shouldn't have an opinion on this, but for pro-life people, it's kind of like, let's see, it's like you're telling someone not to do something that you see as super immoral, right? Kind of like how, you know that tiny mustache guy from back with all the Jewish people? You know what I'm talking about? That guy, what he did was super bad, right? Even though it didn't affect me in any way. I'm not Jewish. I wasn't alive back then. Didn't affect me at all, right? But I still think what he did was insanely bad. And if he was alive while I was alive, I would tell him, like, yo, don't do that, you know? I would still have an opinion on it and say that it's not good. Yeah, we shouldn't kill babies. You don't agree with what? Criticize impregnating a woman, not your wife. What? I don't think there's anything wrong with impregnating a woman. I think there's something wrong with impregnating a woman if neither of you want the kid, or if she doesn't want the kid, or if you don't want the kid. Hey, gunky bald boy, get rid of this Colin dude. No, I'm not gunky. But abortion should still be legal. I don't think abortion should be legal for those under 18. I think if you're under 18, totally have all the abortions you want. If you're 18 and above, don't have any abortions at all, no matter the circumstance, no matter the case, no matter the reason. Can I send a pizza to your house? As long as you pay for it, yes. Actually, I'm not hungry, so no. I will not. Okay, don't send a pizza to my house. Send a pizza to Brandon J's house. I'll give you his address. Gunky boy likes pizza, racist. Colin, get a load of this bald boy. I'm not racist. I'm not gunky. Well, it depends on the woman's health in some cases, because the woman can die. Right, but even then, I think if the woman's 18 plus, I think it's okay if she dies if the baby lives. If both are gonna die, get the abortion. But, if the woman lives, or no, if the woman dies but the fetus lives, or the baby lives, or whatever you want to call it, I think that's fine, because the woman has already had conscious experiences and lived her life and been alive long enough to become legally an adult and socially an adult and all that, and no, it shouldn't be legal at all to... Wait, I gotta read this way. 2 wrongs don't make a right, and a baby has its own DNA. I agree with that. Shouldn't be legal at all. Abortion is a wrong, yes. Anti-abortion? What about uncle abortion? True. Uncle abortion is a pressing issue. Would you suggest... Wait, what would you suggest for a 12-year-old impregnated by a family member? I would say get an abortion. I said if you're below 18, have all the abortions you want. If you're 18 or above, don't have any abortions. What is this live about? Just show us those hoo-has. That's so real, dude. I wish I could, but I would get banned. Can't speak on less than 1% than 1% cases. No one should. On a less than 1% cases. Are you talking about the impregnated by family member thing? I think that's what you're talking about. I don't know. Like Tim Walz said, mind your own business. No, because I think people are doing something incredibly immoral. Even though it doesn't hurt me directly, I believe it's hurting other people and causing, I guess, potential people to not be able... Yeah, I know banning abortion doesn't completely eradicate it, but, like, neither does banning murder, but, like, you know, if murder was legal, everybody would be murdering. If you ever felt like murdering somebody and you could just do it with no consequences, you would do it, you know? So banning something definitely lessens the number of that thing by a whole crap ton. And there's, what's it called, incomprehensible? Is that the word? What's the word? No, I don't like Trump, Jess. There's an incomprehensible amount of evidence that would back up the fact that banning something, decreases how much it happens. What's your thoughts on healthcare? I don't know, dude. I think it should be free. That's my thoughts. Can I prove that God exists? I don't think so. No, not at all. You're right, this doesn't affect you. Mind your male business. It doesn't affect me, but same how the Holocaust didn't affect me. I think it was a super bad thing, and if I was alive back then, I would still disagree with it, you know? Life only starts with breath. For a Bible verse. Alright. So are you like... If that's a Bible verse, are you trying to make the point that abortion is like a Bible sanctioned thing. I'm pretty sure the Bible is like pro-life. Okay, there's a lot of comments. There is a direct correlation with an increase of crime when you make abortion more difficult. Right, that's not what I meant. More what I was talking about is, wait, have you seen Destiny's view on this topic? Kinda. Okay, there's direct correlation. Right, I think if you made abortion illegal, a lot less people would have abortions, but I know it wouldn't be completely eradicated, and I still think that's a bad thing. All glory I am casting many satanic spells at you and your family. What the hell? You ain't got no say, bruh. Oh, man. Mass murder versus robbing women of autonomy, not comparable. I think if you're talking about, like, does banning it lessen the amount it happens, I think it is comparable. I think banning anything in the world would lessen the amount that it happens, yeah. If you don't believe God, then where do your morals come from? Well, I don't know if I believe Christian God, but I don't know. I have morals. I think it just depends on how you grow up, how your morals are formed, you know, how you're raised. Comparing those two things shows you're not a very smart dude. I'm sorry you think so, man. Banning abortions just make them more dangerous. That's true. Yeah, and that's sad. No woman will die. Right. You cannot eradicate abortion. It is impossible. All that has been accomplished has been inhumane. Yeah, I'm not saying you would eradicate abortion. I'm saying, like, it would lessen it a lot. It would lessen the amount of abortions that happen by a lot, right? But, like, that's kind of the goal, is to, like, lessen the amount. I don't think you're ever going to be able to completely eradicate it, right? Of course, it's a dude, right, because I think you're doing something, I think you're literally taking away people's lives, and I'm going to have an opinion on that, whereas if I didn't see it as you taking away someone's life, I would probably think, yeah, I mean, I'm a guy, I shouldn't speak on women's bodies, you know? You should be more against guns leading the cause of death of children. I am against guns. Take away all the guns in the world. I don't know. Leave it. I'm gonna get one now just because of you. Leave it. Get an abortion. What the hell? Even with those two things, Mr. Swan, what is that? Oh no, that's a skunk. Yes, even with those two things, if they're overage. If they're 18 plus, I would say no abortions, no matter the case, no exceptions or anything. But if you're below 18, then, sorry, there are so many comments. If you're below 18, get all the abortions you want to. Because you would have a different opinion if it impacted you? I don't think so. I'm getting an abortion tomorrow, too. Oh, that sucks. You got old men calling you a creep. Come on. Dang. Well, I mean, I don't think every old man is creepy. It's a clump of cells, not someone. Okay, you could make the argument that it's like a parasite, not an individual, but at the end of the day, like, eventually it will be its own individual someone, right? Even if you say it's a clump of cells, it's a living clump of cells that will eventually develop into a living being, separate from the mother, right? Okay, why is it always the fuggliest dude with the most brain-dead takes? I don't know, man. I don't know. Unless you can get pregnant, you shouldn't have a choice. There are medical reasons, emotional. I don't understand what you're saying. No, it's not living. Go read a biology book. Dude, are you saying that... Oh my gosh, dude. Okay, a fetus or an embryo or whatever you want to call it, while it is developing, it is living. If it wasn't living, there would be no way that it could develop unless it was like a chemical reaction. You know? It's definitely living. I don't think that's, like, really debatable that it's living. I think it could be debatable if it's okay to kill that living thing in the stage of development that it's in, you know? I love God, my kids and guns. Abortion shouldn't be allowed. Alright, well, I hate guns. Seriously, medical abortions are a thing? Alright. As another dude, you should have zero opinion on this topic. Well, I mean, the fact that you think that shows me that you're pro-choice, because if you were pro-life, you would see it as people literally killing babies. And kind of like with the situation in Palestine, people are killing babies. That's not a good thing at all, and I think everybody can agree on that. Even though the Palestine thing doesn't affect you at all, you can still say it's a bad thing and have an opinion on it, you know? Since people are literally doing something wrong. Insanely wrong, you know? Cancer is not living, is it? Sure, dude. They are not babies. Okay, fetuses, embryos. Everything that I say still applies even if I don't use the term babies. Everything I say, just pretend I'm saying embryos or fetuses or clump of cells instead of babies, and I would be making the exact same argument, you know? Take a child development class. Will do. Oh, he's a Zionist. That's not at all what I said, and I support Palestine. That's kind of what my whole argument was supporting Palestine. I don't know how you didn't get that. If it saves a life, I could care less. Right, I want to save lives too. That's why I'm against abortion. It takes two, man and a woman, so not her choice. I don't know about that. My mom would... no, I don't think she should have to keep it, Bree. Sorry, resetting this. My position is that if you're below 18... you should be able to get as many abortions as you want to, but if you're 18 plus, you shouldn't be able to. Why 18 plus? Because I think there would be at least in my opinion, that's like a good cutoff point for being socially, legally an adult, right? For having experienced enough life to where you know what a responsible and irresponsible decision is, and if it wasn't your choice to make that responsible or irresponsible decision, let's say you're gonna die during childbirth or something, right? Even then, you've experienced enough life to become an adult when that fetus or baby or whatever hasn't, and I think everyone has the right to experience life. Pro-choice isn't pro-abortion, it's pro-choice. They have the choice to keep it too. True. A minor can't medically consent? Okay. Pro-choice isn't... Okay, are you just spamming that? That's an incredibly privileged take. You will never have to endure this. Okay, I'm sorry, but... when I, say, if you're gonna die during childbirth, that you should let the child live instead of yourself, I understand how you would say that privilege or, insensitive to the mother or whatever, but, if I had the choice between, a 5-year-old living out the rest of his life, or me, I would pick the 5-year-old. If I had a choice between a fetus that will eventually grow into a baby and then a child and whatever, living out the rest of that life, or me, I would give it to them, because I've experienced way more life than they have, and I think everyone deserves to experience life, I'm not close-minded. If somebody did change my mind, I would admit that, but so far everybody is asking the same questions using the exact same arguments. It's not cruel if they're not alive. It's more cruel to carry them to term and force foster system. I mean, I would call it cruel still if they're not alive, because I think with the foster care thing, or if they grew up being abused or grew up in poverty or something, right? Then, wait, not trying to joke or something. No, I'm not trans. But yeah, I think even if they're gonna live a crappy life, it's not an excuse to kill them before their life even begins, because even people who do live crappy lives and super sad and terrible lives, want to remain alive, even if they don't like their circumstances, So I don't think you should take away that thought away from that potential human, right? Don't Republicans support increasing funding for the foster system? Or why don't Republicans support? I don't know, dude. I'm not a Republican either. Why should men have opinions? Because I see that someone is doing something bad, and I think it's bad and that they should stop. Just like with the Holocaust, I thought that was super bad, right? Even though I wasn't alive back then and it didn't affect me at all, I think that's super bad and people should not do that, right? We're just going to end up like China, watch. Oh man, that's a great take. Personally, I think you have no say in abortion or not because you're a woman, because you're not a woman. Okay. Killing and not alive does not make sense. I don't know what you mean by that, but I think as soon as it starts growing and developing, it has living cells, it is alive. You just want to control women. No, I don't. Men just leave like cowards. Stop sowing your seed. I agree, it's not good for men to leave at all. Okay, let's read this way. Should parents be required to donate organs to their kids? No, I wouldn't say required, but I think if you are a parent and your kid could, if your kid has a failing organ and they need your organ to survive, I think if you're a parent, you should give it to them. Definitely, 100% of the time. And someone who doesn't do that is definitely a bad person. The greater good would be the mother, since overall they are able to create more life. Right, but if they were planning on getting an abortion in the first place, what are the chances that they are actually going to want to create more life? Number one. Number two, it wouldn't be the same person. It would grow in two completely different ways, grow two different people. Violinist argument? What? I don't know what that means. These abortions... Wait, Harris or Trump? Harris, not Trump. Bad Trump, bad Trump. My daughter's fetus became unviable at 20 weeks. Would you force her to give birth to a dead fetus? I think if the fetus is dead, then there's really no point in giving birth to it, so no. Also, how old is your daughter? If she's... I'm just kidding. I'm not going to make that argument again. Violence argument. Choose another topic. This one isn't your business. So many other wrongs in this world. I agree, but I don't know, man. Talking about it. The fact that you're a male debating this topic speaks for itself. Wow, this is like the main thing that people go after. Yes, guys, I'm a man, and I have an opinion on women. Because I think that abortion is super immoral, just like the Holocaust was. Holocaust killed a bunch of people, even though that didn't affect me in any way at all. I still say, well, I see it as you're killing people, right? And I want you to stop. If you think abortion is bad, or vasectomy is bad too, it's a man's choice. No, I don't think vasectomies are bad because your balls aren't gonna grow into something else unless you give it the chance to. And that's going out of your way to do something. It's not a natural development that your balls eventually both grow into babies, right? You should have been an afterbirth abortion. Damn, dude. God bless you. Thank you, man. Make a topic about Rainbow Six Siege. I don't know what you're talking about, but I want to play again. I want to play that game again. I'm gonna download it right now. It's not about you. You're not the one having the baby. Why force it on people? Well, I'm not forcing people to have babies, you know? I mean, in all fairness, I hope Kamala wins this election. I think she is going to win the election, and in that case, more people are going to be getting abortions than I would like, you know? So, you are going to adopt all unwanted babies. No. Ban and criminalize all abortions. I agree with that, unless they're below 18. No, I mean, I am planning to adopt babies just because I think kids need a home and someone to love them and show them, like, a great childhood and raise them well, right? But, 11-year-old assaulted by dad, got pregnant, she's 6th and 7th grade, will she be forced to carry? No! Quick questions. Is a single-cell organism a life form? I don't know if I would call it a life form, but it's alive since it can die. Like, since you can kill something that is living, like, it is alive, you know? Don't understand why a man's opinion isn't valued to women in this. It's about the child, which takes two. Yeah. Yeah, because her mom wanted to go. Wait. But how do the abortions affect you negatively? They don't, at all. But I am empathetic to all those lost souls that have been aborted, right? So even though it doesn't affect me negatively, I still feel sad for them. Kind of like the situation in Palestine. That doesn't affect me in any way at all, but I feel so sad for those people, and I wish the best for them, and I hope Palestine stops dying, basically. I hope Israel stops obliterating them, I don't know. Because I think that's a bad thing, even though it doesn't affect me, you know. You must cry every time a woman has her period. I do, that's true. Why are you dull and ignorant? I don't know, man. I'm in the middle, but for a good reason. But people who do it because they can't control themselves, like, why? What? What about Ukraine? I don't know. I don't know anything about Ukraine, but what I've heard is that Russia's the bad guys, so Russia's the bad guys, I guess. I don't know. You're taking away what could be someone's testimony to others. What? Do you believe if a mom is told the child is unviable, she should have a choice? Unviable meaning, like, dead in the womb, or gonna die in the womb, or, like, gonna die during childbirth? Is that what you mean? Fetuses aren't Palestinians. Right, but, my point is that if you're pro-choice, you probably don't see the fetus as a valuable life, right? But I do, because I know that eventually that fetus will exit the womb and grow up, be its own person, right? Which is why I related to the Palestinians, because in both ways, at least in my head, people are losing their lives and I want it to stop. If I give you an egg, can you make me a chicken dinner tonight? No, I can't, because the egg would need time to develop. Kind of like, okay, let's say your little sibling pours a bunch of orange juice into a cup, right? They put a popsicle stick in that cup, put that cup in the freezer, You take the cup out of the freezer and pour all the orange juice on the ground. And then your little brother starts crying, and you're like, why are you crying, dude? It was just orange juice. And he's like, yeah, but it was going to be a popsicle. It's like, no, it wasn't a popsicle yet. It was just orange juice, so why are you crying? Well, because it was going to be a popsicle. It just needed time to get there. Just because it isn't that way now doesn't mean it's invaluable in total, you know? Men can sign their parental rights away? Okay. The war does affect you, though. Emotionally, yeah. But a fetus does not have the same value as a born person. Well, I would disagree with that. I think a 1-year-old and a fetus, the fetus can't be tortured. The 1-year-old can. I think that's not a good thing. But I would fight for a 1-year-old's life same as I would fight for a fetus's life, because I see them both as people who have yet to experience the beauties of life, you know? Yo, bro, can I get up? I have something important to say. I would, but it says I have to go live 3 days in a row to allow people to join the live, and I haven't. This is my very first time ever going live, so I'm sorry. I am pro-choice because most fetuses grow up to be trans immigrants. That's so true. That's actually a fact. That's a fact. I read that on Wikipedia today. A person can do things and is here. A fetus is not. Yeah, but I don't judge the value of someone's life on whether they can do things, you know? Like, paralyzed people are great, right? Well, not great, but... Oh, okay. I don't know if you want to call them great or not. It's up to you, but, paralyzed people can't really do things, but I still don't think we should go around killing them all, you know? Just because they take up food and water and resources, you know? A fetus is not a person. I feel like that's okay. It's still a human, you know? It's not like a pig or a dog. If an animal doesn't want to be in a child's life, it's a crime. Sorry. If a man doesn't want to be in a child's life, it's a crime, but if she kills a child, it's praised. I don't think anybody gets praised for getting abortions. I mean, rightfully so. I don't think people should be getting praised for getting abortions, but I don't think people do anyways. Do you know what a miscarriage is? I do know what a miscarriage is, and I think that is terrible and sad. I wish miscarriages never ever happened. You are clueless, completely clueless, and a baby. Oh, dang. Sorry about that, man. You don't get a vote. Alright. Fetuses are cells, like cancer, not alive yet. It's my choice to end the process before life. Currently it is your choice, yes. I wish it wasn't your choice because you just related a baby that isn't developed yet to cancer, when cancer is extremely harmful to you and has no possibility of ever doing anything good or living a life or having a conscious experience, whereas a baby does. How old are you? It doesn't really matter, plus I feel like you're going to use that against me for your own argument for some reason, even though it wouldn't apply. Do you know what a DNC is? Nope. Good night, gunky, bald, stinky. See you later. We'll be thinking about your... Alright, good night, Brandon. I was employed at an abortion clinic for 24 years. Wow, I believe I can enlighten you. Alright, enlighten me, Robert. Do children get the same rights as adults? No, they do not. Or have an abortion so she didn't have to give her birth to her first child dead. What? Do you know what a miscarriage is coded as a hospital? An abortion. That, alright. I don't really, I mean, that's, what am I supposed to do about that? Bro, I'm done. You did not read that online. What are you talking about? About the Wikipedia thing. Yeah, I know, that was a joke. I worked at Planned Parenthood for 7 years. Wow. I think having any job for that long is, like, impressive. Wow. I agree with you. Cool, Kira. Turn on guest requests. I wish I could, but it doesn't let me yet. I have not qualified for that yet. Do you know what an ad hoc arguments are? Or do you know what ad hoc arguments are? Nope. Banning abortions doesn't stop abortions. It just creates dangerous situations for men. Or for women, sorry. Like I said earlier, banning abortions stops, or would stop, a vast majority of abortions. And I mean, that's the goal, right? I mean, I know it wouldn't stop every single abortion, but it stops a lot, you know? I'm aborting Trump? Good, dude. Would you get a uterine transplant and carry the fetuses? Lol. No, because I'm not transgender, but if I was born I guess if I was born a woman, I would be transgender, because I would wish I was a man. How old is this little boy? Well, abortion is healthcare for miscarriages. Okay, if they had a miscarriage, or if the baby died while it's inside the mother, go ahead and get an abortion. Remove that thing, okay? Have you heard of the term straw man argument? Yes, I have. Women have all the power in this situation. I'm not strawmanning though because I'm reading these people's comments word for word. Why are you against abortion? Because I think if you're 18 plus, you shouldn't be able to have abortions at all. If you're below 18, you should be able to have abortions. Because I think the living life in general or having a conscious experience is extremely valuable, and I think everybody gets a chance to experience that, at least for a little bit, right? But aborting the baby before it's exited the woman is taking that chance away, intervening in the natural process, right? How do you say remove that thing but you're pro-life? I don't know, man. The point is an abortion ban even bans miscarriage care. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, I don't know, man. I wouldn't advocate for that. Do you support birth control and Plan V and Plan? Oh crap! Oh my gosh. Do you support birth control and Plan B? They prevent abortions. True. I support those things as long as it doesn't kill something that's growing inside, as long as it stops it from even happening in the first place. But then again, I don't know how birth control or Plan B work. I haven't done research on how those things act in a woman's body, and most women who take it haven't done research on that either. You do realize that banning abortion prevents women who have miscarriages from getting proper care? Wish that wasn't the case. It's impossible to stop anything, even if it is banned, like drugs is illegal but still used. That's right. I'm not saying that banning abortion would completely eradicate it from the planet, right? Of course, it's still going to happen, but the point is that it's going to happen way, way, way less, which is why, like, murder is illegal, you know? Because, like, if murder wasn't illegal, you'd have people there saying, like, well, even if you make it illegal, it's not like people are going to stop murdering. Like, yeah, that's true, but it's going to happen way less. I mean, like, the main reason that people don't murder is because of the consequences of it, you know? Are you pro-foster system or adoption, knowing 50% of homeless in the U.S. were in that system? I mean, it depends on what you mean pro-foster system. I don't think anybody really thinks those systems are, like, good or work well, but, I mean, they're there for a reason. You know, it's to take care of the people, whether that care is good or bad. Most of the time it's bad, I'm sure, but, it's better than, like, leaving them out on the street when they're, like, 6 years old, to be homeless when they're 6 rather than, like, 18, you know? It's a complicated topic you have no business on commenting on. I'm sorry about that, Destin Williams. Why are you deciding what I can and can't do with me, myself, and I? Well, see, in this case, I would say that it's not necessarily you, it's something that's growing inside of you and eventually won't even be inside of you, right? Like how I used to be inside my mother, I would still consider that me. I wouldn't say that, like, me and my mother were the same person for a period of time, you know? I would just say we were connected for a period of time until I developed enough to exit her, you know? No one asked you if you're anti-abortion. Good for you, lol. Pro-choice all the way. You can get pregnant. Wish I was pregnant. Sounds like a dream, dude. That's a joke, by the way. For anybody who didn't think that was a joke, that was a joke. I do not want to be pregnant because it seems like such a hassle. You're a male, you don't really get a say, like, bruh. Right, I mean, I didn't have a say in the Holocaust either, but I still think that was a bad thing because they were taking away lives. Bad thing. I don't think it should happen, so I would have expressed my opinion. Men speak on abortion once again. Bye. Bye. It literally has no qualities in common with you. What, like the fetus, or what? I mean, even though it doesn't have qualities in common with me back then, like, it was still me, because I grew from that. And here I am now, you know? Hold on. Yes, but homelessness is a more pressing issue. Well, I'm not going to debate people on, like, should homelessness exist? Of course it shouldn't. Everyone agrees on that. Why are you a man speaking on abortion? Can you just get on Rainbow Six Siege? Oh, man. How do you feel about the woman that almost died because of complicated pregnancy and couldn't get abortions? I mean, again, my opinion, if you're 18 and older and you're going to die during childbirth, but your child isn't going to die during childbirth, then birth that child and let the child live a life, because if you're 18 plus, you've lived a life long enough to be legally and socially considered an adult, and I think your fetus should also get a chance to do that. Or your baby, whatever. Woman and baby can have health issues which can kill baby or mom or both. A child can, sorry, gonna say this again. If you're below 18, I think you should be able to get as many abortions as you want to. I think if both are gonna die on childbirth, then it's better to abort the baby, because there's no point in losing 2 lives instead of just 1 life. But what does anti-abolition mean? I'm assuming you mean anti-abortion up there. It means that I'm against aborting babies while they're developing. You look like someone who was anti-abortion, LOL. I mean, I am, so nailed it, I guess. Why do you say it if it has nothing to do with your body, not your body? Boy, shut the hell up. What a loser. Comparing mass genocide, bruh. Yeah, the reason I compared mass genocide is because abortion is, at least in my opinion, right? I'm sure it's not the same in your opinion, but at least in my opinion, it's taking away lives from people, you know? Same as the Holocaust was, taking away people's lives, and I think both are bad. Alright, I'm pro-life, but I'm pro-choice of others having a choice. What? Can I get up? I wish you could, but I am not qualified to do that yet. I need to go live for 3 days in a row. This is my very first day ever being live. But after 3 days, I will be able to let people join the live in a little box or whatever it is. I don't know. That's why there should be restrictions, not a ban. Alright, restrictions. That would save mother and baby. What? So you think it's okay to force a woman to birth a human? I think okay, that statement under the umbrella of the woman already being pregnant and 18 or older, then yes. I don't think that answered my question. I'm sorry, what was your question? We twins with our headsets. You have the same headset? That's so cool, dude. Okay, but if you need a non-viable fetus removed, it's considered an abortion. Yeah, that sucks. I don't know. It shouldn't be considered an abortion in that case. I don't know. But I don't agree with that. My whole stance is that I think everyone should get a chance at life. Rage baiter, rage baiter, rage baiter. This isn't rage bait. 18 or older pro-life doesn't apply when you're 18. What? If you think restrictions are okay, that means you're not anti-abortion. Okay then, guess I'm not anti-abortion. Girl, shut up, your daughter does not have a bright future. That's crazy, dude. In what world should a government entity have control over what happens to someone's body? Oh man, I guess in a world where you want order, I think if someone's going around murdering, let's say someone went around murdered 20 people, but there's no government, it's going to be up to the people of that society to bring that person to justice, you know? And if that's the society we lived in, where everybody just enacted their own thought of what is justice on everyone else, it would be chaos, you know? Cult member, that's crazy. I don't know if you're referring to Trump supporters, but I'm not a Trump supporter. I'm a Kamala supporter. You're not old enough to form an actual educated opinion on this topic. Yes, because educated opinions are restricted by age. Everyone knows there is an age restriction on whether you can be smart or not. Abortion is healthcare. Okay, dude. Are you for gun control? Yes. Control the guns. Take them away. You're not old enough to understand how the world and how others work yet. That's okay. I mean, I guess I disagree. Uh-oh. There. Okay. Robot verification. Abortion is murder. Stand your ground. I agree. Abortion is murder. That's a weird thing to say, Joseph. If the woman's life is endangered, you're saying she should be forced to carry. If the woman is 18 plus, yes, she should be forced to carry. Okay, never mind. I won't hate since you vote blue. Thank you, Tharia. I'm Christian. I believe, however, that others need to have the ability to sin and repent. Free will? Sure. I don't know. I think free will's good. So if a woman has a 90% chance of dying if she has the baby, should she have the baby? If the woman is 18 plus, yes, because 18 plus, you've lived long enough to have lots of experiences, learned lots of things, right? Be considered socially and legally an adult, and yeah, you've lived life. You know, I wouldn't say you've lived a long enough life, but if that's the tragic circumstances that you have a 90% chance of dying, I say pass it on to the next generation. You know, let those guys get a chance, get a shot. You know, a fetus is no longer a fetus at 15 weeks. All right, baby then. I don't know. You're not even considering the emotional side that the mom or couple has to go through, though. I mean, I did consider it when I was originally forming my opinion, and I don't mean to appear insensitive, but I still hold my opinion. I think that the baby's life or potential life or future life, whatever you want to call it, is valuable, and it's even more valuable than the mental anguish or like emotions of that couple or person. Low-key, I think it depends on the situation. Yeah. I'm a woman and I'm also anti-abortion. There are, of course, detrients. I don't think I've ever seen that word before. To not abort, but it's my OP. Alright. Carry a baby yourself, then come talk. Well, even then, I don't think if I carried a baby and saw how difficult it was, I would value that baby's life any less, you know? It doesn't sound like you're very educated on this topic. Sorry you think so, Aaliyah. Bro, how old are you? I don't know. Obvious rage bait? It's not rage bait. Not that person, lol. I replied to someone, oops. Okay. Let's make this guy take care of a baby. Great idea, man. I'm very excited to have children of my own. What if the baby has a 90% chance of dying? Oh man, I don't know. I've never heard of a situation like that. Yes, however, I do not have the authority to impress my own law. Oh, he's replying to somebody. Take a single mandatory vote all on their own and the debate. What? This is genuinely insane. Yeah. Is it easy to cast your beliefs, or it is easy to cast your beliefs and force women for something you will never experience. Yeah, this is pretty easy, but I still think it's right. How is the life of a baby more important than the life of the woman who's carrying it? Because I think the life of the woman who's carrying it, she's lived her life, I don't think for long enough, but 18 plus, you become an adult, and I think 18 years is a substantial difference between, 18 years and 0 years, so I think someone who's 0 years old should get a chance to live out those 18 years when you already have, You want to be a woman so bad, so true, dude. What does someone's body have to do with you? Well, I think someone is doing something very terrible, which is abortion, right? Which, in my eyes at least, probably not in your eyes, but in my eyes at least, it is taking a life, which I see as wrong. Kind of like a murderer, I would tell him, hey man, don't do that. And he'd be like, hey, this actually doesn't involve you at all. This doesn't affect you at all. I'd be like, yeah, I know, but I still think it's a bad thing that you're doing that, Okay, so someone who's 17 years, 363 days old should be saved? Those two make a difference to you? Well, the thing with that is, there's always going to need to be a cutoff point. No matter what you're talking about, if you make a limit, it's kind of like saying, oh, would you buy this for $1,000? And they say, yeah, that's my maximum, though. And you say, would you buy it for $1,001? It's like, you had to draw the line somewhere, it has to be a hard line. You can't, have a gradient, So if the mom doesn't survive, the baby won't? What? Third eye, the noose. What? Are you telling me... Dude, what? Exactly, so she has so much more to lose than an unborn, unconscious fetus? Well, yeah, but the baby's not going to remain like that, and also over those 18 years that the first person was alive, that fetus is also going to form those kind of relationships and get those kind of things that it hasn't had, right? So I'd rather two people live out those lives rather than just one and then continuously live out that life, If men were the ones to get pregnant, abortions would be 100% legal. I agree with that, though I don't think it's a good thing. It is sad to see someone view women like second-class citizens. I don't view women as second-class citizens, dude. Wow, it's almost like this literally doesn't affect you. True, it doesn't affect me, but I still think it's a moral wrongdoing. Thank you for protecting human life. For sure, hack. So it's valuing the opportunity of life. Basically, yeah. As a woman, if I said the same thing, would I also get this backlash? Yes. You'd probably get a lot of people calling you a pick-me. So you leave the baby motherless? Who would take care of the baby? I mean, it's a horrible situation, bad circumstances, the system sucks and everything, but I think it's better to be alive in bad circumstances than not alive at all, you know? But yeah, I think if you're expressing the same opinion as me and you're a woman, all the people saying I shouldn't have an opinion on it because I'm a guy would go over to you and say, oh, you're a pick-me, you shouldn't have this opinion because you're a woman, blah, 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 you know? Okay, if I get pregnant and I get in a situation where if I have the baby, I die, should I have the baby? If you're 18 plus, yes, you should have the baby. Men shouldn't vote on abortion law, only women. Alright. There is no law that controls men's health. Name one. I mean, yeah, I don't know if there is or isn't. If there is, that's too bad, or maybe not too bad. I wouldn't know what it is, so I don't know if it's too bad or not. But I mean, the point isn't to have a law to control women's health, you know. It's to have a law that saves lives, you know. Just asking, what do you think about pulling the plug on brain dead people? Is that murder? I mean, yeah, it's murder, but also I wouldn't say that's immoral. I don't care about brain dead people, I guess. I don't know. Because they're never eventually gonna live a life, you know. Men shouldn't vote on abortion law, only woman. I already read that. Whose lives the fetus or the mother? Wait, whose lives the fetus or the mother who is carrying it? They can't, because if she does, she will die. What? You should have got the coat hanger if you think a girl that got. Wow. Okay. You shouldn't be talking. All right. That's crazy. You're telling me I should unalive over a fetus that has no sense of consciousness? Yes, because eventually the fetus will have the same sense of consciousness as you do right now, right? And since you're already experiencing your life right now and have experienced your life for the past however many years you have been alive, that fetus hasn't yet, and I would like to give that fetus the chance to also experience as much life as you've already experienced, you know? Would you be okay with forcing a dead person to donate their organs to save people? Yeah, of course, because they're dead. They can't, like... What's wrong with that? I don't care. What about ectopic pregnancy? It's not about saving lives. Alright. Can I join the live? I wish you could, but I don't qualify for that yet. I need to go live for 3 days in a row for that to happen, and this is my first day. So are you pro vasectomy? Sure I am. Same as if you tie your tubes up, that's fine, because there's nothing growing inside there. You're not stopping any natural process. You're just preventing it from ever happening in the first place, you know? But if the baby already started developing and then you stop the process, I think that's where it becomes immoral. How come an unborn and unformed baby's life is more important than the woman? I already explained that. Notice how he's saying 18 plus. Yes, I think if you're 18 and up, then you shouldn't be able to get an abortion no matter the circumstance. But if you're below 18, have all the abortions you want to. Do you think men should get vasectomies? Well, I don't know if they should, but if you're going to be going around getting women pregnant and those babies are going to end up dead or without a father, maybe you should get a vasectomy before you go out and, you know, do that to people. The same way banning guns don't stop people from illegally getting it. Right, but banning guns decreases the amount of guns by a lot. Like, any country that has guns banned, or at least super strict gun laws, nobody has near as many guns as they do in America, where the gun laws aren't as strict, you know? So, hold on, sorry about that. So if a woman might die during labor, she should still give birth if she's 18 plus. Yes, sorry, let me turn on my AC. Or would that be okay? Probably not, it's okay. What about women that get R-worded? They should have the baby? What about their trauma? That is a horrible, terrible situation, and I think it should never, ever happen, right? But if you're 18 plus, I think you still should have the baby, same as, like, let's say a 30-year-old woman, 30-year-old man, both decide to have a kid together, they have that kid, right? Mom's pregnant, right? That baby is living the same life as a baby who was the result of an SA, right? Those two babies didn't do anything wrong. The thing that caused that pregnancy doesn't in my opinion at least, determine how valuable that baby's life is, you know? You can't get guns banned, they still sell them everywhere. Okay, Brayden. You're a man, you shouldn't get a say in the issue. Again, saying that, wait. Holy crap, there's a lot of stuff happening in the chat. Okay. Yeah, there's if I think someone is taking away lives, aka getting abortions, right, I'm gonna say, hey, stop doing that. Same as if there was a murderer going around murdering people, I would say, hey, stop doing that. People don't want to die, you know? So what if it was your mom? Would you be saying the same thing? Of course, because I think all lives are valuable. I mean, I would be extremely angry at the rapist. I would probably go out to kill that guy myself, you know, because I would be so furious at that guy. But the fetus didn't do anything wrong, you know. What do you think about babies who will be severely disabled and live in pain their entire life? I think that's one of the most extremely unlikely scenarios, almost to the point where it's not even worth talking about, but I'm talking about it anyways. People in those situations, at least as far as I know, prefer to stay alive, and if they didn't prefer to stay alive, they can, you know. Why are you saying 18 plus every time? Because I think 18 plus is a good limit for a lot of the points I make, actually. Meaning if it's gonna damage the health of the person giving birth, or if the person who's pregnant is gonna die during childbirth, or maybe they got pregnant on accident, maybe they got SA'd, right? I'd say it's they're not too far off from not having experienced life as the fetus is, right? So, I would say that they should get to have abortions too, but 18 plus, no abortions. What do you think about babies who will be severe? Oh, I already read that. What's your knowledge on the female anatomy? How am I supposed to answer that question, dude? What am I supposed to start listing female organs? Go away, please. You have no right to decide on my granddaughter's lives. Sorry, Marlene. I'm sorry about that, dude. Tomatoes. That makes you a horrible person. Hey, dude, if you're anti-abortion, just don't get one. I won't, man. Neither will my girlfriend. A man that has an opinion on something he has almost nothing to do with. Typical. Hey, man. I'm pro-Palestine, right? Support Palestine. Don't want those people over there to be dying. So is a bunch of other people on TikTok, maybe even people in this live stream, pro-Palestine, right? But that doesn't really have anything to do with us, but we still support them because we think something very immoral is going on, so we have an opinion on it, you know? Once I get 1,000 followers, I'm going to go live and debate this topic. That's a great idea. You have no right to argue about this at all. You're not the one pregnant, so you can't make choices. Explained that already, sorry. Thoughts and prayers, real helpful. I don't know what you're talking about. Are you going to be doing this tomorrow? Yes, definitely. You look too young to have an opinion here. I mean, I don't think there's like an age limit on opinions, same as there's not an age limit on like how smart you could be, you know? I'm sure when you were 18, you were smarter than like a 54-year-old that could have been alive, you know? A lot of times, age does correlate with wisdom and knowledge, but not every single time. What is women say men should be castrated? I think that's horrible, because that would end up with no babies being born at all. Gunky Boy, can you give us an opinions on Haktua? Haktua! What about Planned Parenthood selling parts for profit? Parts? What do you mean? List female organs. If you can't, then why are you deciding on something based off female anatomy? I don't think being able to list female organs would at all change my morals or how valuable I think human life is. What about how many children will end up in foster care and neglected? Right, that is a terrible situation, horrible system, horrible everything, right? I don't think that should ever happen, and I think that's very sad that it does happen, right? But then again, I think majority of those people would prefer to be alive, you know, like even though they do live sad lives that they probably wish they lived better lives, right? They are probably still glad to be alive in general, you know, and if they, I mean, the only case, in that case that would justify it was if the kid then grew up later to eventually self-end, and wish that they were never born and never had any of the experiences that they've ever had, right? Do you allow people to join the live to debate? I would, but I can't do that for 3 more days. I have to go live 3 days in a row to have the access to do that. So if you see this live again in 3 days, you will be able to join the live. Slow as hell? Oh man. Why is the life of a female under 18 more valuable than the life of a female over 18? I'd say it's for the same exact reason why I'd say, like, baby's life, you should give that a chance at life instead of, like, a 54-year-old. Like, if you had to trade off a 54-year-old for, like, a 1-year-old, I would say give the 1-year-old a chance, since the 54-year-old has already experienced way more life than the 1-year-old, you know? Give the 1-year-old a chance to experience some more life, you know? But, so the woman should just die if she's over 18. No! I think that would be horrible if she died, but I think it would be even more horrible if a person younger than her died. Does that make sense? Yeah. You're gonna become a foster parent, giving all these children homes? I mean, I would like to give children homes. I'm planning on adopting, many kids. I'm planning on adopting a kid with Down syndrome. But, of course, I'm not gonna do it for as many kids as possible, because my concern isn't about how good of a life people are living, it's about the fact that they live a life at all, like in the first place. I wish my mom had aborted me. I am proof of her affair and every brother and family member blamed. I mean, if you wish your mom had aborted you and you don't feel like being alive, go ahead and act on that, dude. I don't know. You should be able to have guests. I did. Yeah, I don't know. When I click on the plus guests thing, oh, it doesn't let me do it anymore, but it said go live for 30 minutes. There's qualifications. Go live for 30 minutes and go live for 3 days in a row or something like that, or 3 days. I don't know, minimum, something like that. And it doesn't let me. Okay, your girlfriend won't get one if it saves her life, because she miscarried and the baby is decomposing. If the baby's decomposing inside of her, then she probably will get one, and I would tell her to as well. Yeah. Okay. There's already multiple kids in foster care. True, and I think that is so sad that that happened. Why do you argue for better birth control instead of arguing for no abortions? Or why don't you argue for better birth control instead of arguing for no abortions? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it's not like me having this live stream is really going to change anything in the grand scheme of things. I'm not expecting to actually make any difference. I'm just here to, like, try to discuss with people and help them see my side, so maybe they might change their minds, but realistically, you guys probably aren't going to change your minds watching me talk about this, right? Host, you need mod. For what? What about all the girls that will give themselves abortions with coat hangers because of the ban? I think that is so sad, and I am sad that that would happen if there was a ban on abortion, but then again, it would stop the majority of abortions from happening. It would stop a crazy amount of abortions from ever happening, right? Because, yeah, I mean, it's going to stop a lot of abortions, even though not every single one. Why are you even talking about this? You're a man who can't even give birth. I'm talking about it because I think people are committing an extreme moral wrong that shouldn't happen. So, of course, I'm going to express my opinion on it, because I think you're literally killing babies, you know? And I think that's wrong. I think it makes sense to express your opinion on something that you think is a extreme wrong. How can you be pro-life but telling people to off themselves if they want? If you wish you were never born, dude, I mean, if you think it's worse to be alive than to be dead, I think that would be the merciful decision, right? I think this guy's a child. Report. Okay. Every second passes, and these people who claim they wish they were aborted continue to choose life. True. That's my point. Why are you speaking on a woman's body when you're a man? Because I think that these women who get abortions are committing an extreme wrong that they also don't believe is an extreme wrong, because they probably don't see it as them murdering a baby, you know? Which is why I don't, like, hold a grudge against them, because they don't see it the same way I do. Because the way I see it, it's an extreme moral wrong, but if they thought it was an extreme moral wrong, if they saw it the same way that I did, they probably wouldn't be getting abortions, you know? What if your girl was gonna die or get an abortion? What would you say? Die or get an abortion? I mean, it depends on what you mean, like, if she was gonna die on childbirth, or what? How can you be pro-life but telling people... Oh, I already read that. Wait, sorry. I wish I was never born, yet every second passes you continue to live. Hypocrite. You have no horse in this race. True. I also don't have the horse... I also don't have a horse in this race concerning Palestine. I don't have any say in the matter, nor do I have any effect, or that doesn't affect me at all. Same with the Holocaust, but I still think both things going on there are super wrong and bad and sad, you know? I think people dying is sad in general. You know what's a trend on TikTok where people are admitting that they wish their mother had an abortion? That's a trend? What? What are you talking about? Women should get criminally charged for giving themselves an abortion with a coat hanger. Yeah, man. It's not murder. It's not. Yeah, it is murder. But, okay, sorry, I'm gonna explain this real quick. The reason I think it's murder is because it's a living thing, and you're killing it, right? If you want to say, oh, it's not living, well, as long as something has, like, living cells, and it grows and develops, I would call it living, right? Of course, that doesn't apply to every single thing in the universe, but in the case of a human baby that is growing and developing, has living cells, I'd say if you cut off that supply, you cut off that source, you make sure it stops developing, you make sure all those living cells cease to live, that is killing, that is murder, you know? It doesn't have a brain. A brain isn't what makes you alive. You know how hard it is for women to make this choice? Well, I don't know how hard it is, but I'm sure it's extremely hard, and I empathize with that. If a woman had an ectopic pregnancy, should she die? I don't know what an ectopic pregnancy is, guys. You should, please explain that to me. Okay, holy crap, wait. What if your girl was gonna die or get a abortion? What would you say? Yes, I mean in labor. Oh, if she was gonna die in labor, should she get an abortion? No, if she was 18 plus, but that would be extremely sad, especially since it would be a personal case, and I hope that never happens. But I value babies, so pregnancy in the fallopian tube, which can lead to death. Right. I think if the baby's gonna live, then go ahead and give birth. If the mother's gonna die during childbirth, but the baby's gonna live, you know, give birth, give the baby a shot at life, because you had your life, even though it definitely wasn't long enough, and I think everybody can agree that your life wasn't long enough if that's the case. Still, give the baby a chance, you know. I follow your account, Gunkfest. Why so serious? Okay. If you don't know what pregnancy is, what that pregnancy is, you shouldn't speak on this. Sorry, Pest. Argue for better birth control. Help after pregnancy. Alright. Then look it up. True, I should have looked it up, huh? That would be a good idea. We don't need more humans on this earth. You'll be fine. That's just... I mean... right now I'm irked, because, like, if someone was trying to convince my mom to get an abortion, say, well, we don't need more humans on this earth, she's like, yeah, that's true, like, overpopulation, you know, I'll just abort this guy anyways, you know, that sucks, because, sucks for me, you know, because personally, I don't want to die, I'm sure a lot of you guys don't want to die, even though there's a lot of humans on this earth, you see yourself as valuable, you know. When the baby is inside the mother's stomach, or under around 24 weeks, it is classified as a parasite. Even then, it's a living thing, and eventually it will keep growing and developing until it won't be classified as such for a good reason. Okay, what if you're... Oh, I already read that. What's your definition of murder? Wait. Then say your definition of human. What makes us human? I mean, I don't know my definition of human. I'd say human is like a species, right? And we're all a part of that species. Definition of murder, I don't know, I'd classify the murder same as killing, but I just use both words in different ways. Whenever I talk about murder, I usually talk about killing another human being, or another, like, living thing, right? Same as killing, like, you could kill a plant, you know, but I think that's way, way different than killing a fetus or an unborn child, or whatever you want to call it. Gunky boy, if you want a rose, call me Huck Tua Jonathan Rocha. Okay, Hawk Tua Jonathan Rocha, give me 1 cent, or give me 1/10 of a cent. I don't know how much, however much a rose is. Nobody's talking about extenuating circumstances. Just using abortion as control is terrible. I'm sorry, I don't really understand what you're saying. Why do you care about the baby surviving so much? Genuine question though. I think everybody born yet or not, deserves a chance at life, and deserves to have a conscious experience, deserves to live in general, you know? Sorry, one second. Yeah, that's why. No, I lied, you gunk fest. Hahaha, demure. True. I'm sorry about that, Brandon. Can you read? Yes. It's like debating with Trump. Prepare, dude. Get some info before you do this. Hey, man, I'm just doing this for fun. I mean, I think it's different than like a presidential debate. Presidential debate, he definitely should have gotten more info, or at least confirmed the facts that he was saying, because he was kind of out there like spewing nonsense, you know. But then he was running for president. I'm not. I'm just like a guy, you know. Explain why it's more okay to let a woman die over a fetus. Woman over 18, or woman 18 or older, I should say. Because that woman has lived 18 years when the fetus hasn't, and I think both should get a chance at living at least 18 years. Overpopulation is very debunked. Look into it. Okay. Why do you care about babies? Oh, I read that. How do you have 1.3 million likes? Shh, I don't know. I'm just kidding. Video's private now. 1 second. What if pro-lifers had to take care of the baby if the mother doesn't want it and they don't either? Then I would be taking care of a baby right now, I guess, you know? Yeah. Shoot. Okay, if you're doing this for fun, don't debate something this serious. I mean... okay, how could you expect me to debate this topic and expect anything to come out of it, or like any change to come out of it, you know? I'm on TikTok, dude. All of us are on TikTok. We're not really gonna make any difference. We're all just here to... Alright, I gotta plug my phone in the charger real soon. What if pro-lifers would take care of a baby? Read that. By 16 weeks, a baby fingers are already developed. True. Probably. What if someone was R-worded? Would you want them to be forced to have that child? If they're 18 plus, yes. If they're below 18, no. Yes, but that mother would still be taking their chance at life, and do you want to cut it short? If they're 18 plus, yes. I mean, I don't want to cut it short, but I think if it's either the mother or the baby, then yes, you should cut it short. Thank you for the rose! Thank you for the rose! Thank you for the rose! But, it's only because the baby hasn't lived that 18 years yet. Okay, so war, killing of kids, nobody talks about that funding. Yeah, I think war is bad too. Why 18 plus? Genuine question. Because I think 18, by the time you're 18, let's say you want to get an abortion because there was an accidental pregnancy. I think by the time you're 18, you're old enough to know what safe sex is. You're old enough to know what a responsible decision is and what an irresponsible decision is. And thanks for the heart, Brandon J. Sorry, lost my train of thought. You're old enough to know what a responsible decision is. Irresponsible decision is if they go in raw, that's an irresponsible decision, right? And you know the risks of that. Also, if you're 18 plus, I think it's more valid for that person to lose their life for a baby than it would be for another kid to lose their life for another baby, if that makes sense, you know? I think 18 years, you've lived enough of a life to the point where another person should be able to experience that much life, you know? But before then, I would see it as kind of the same, you haven't really lived enough life yet, you know? It's still something serious, which shouldn't be for a funny debate. Well, I didn't say it was funny. I said for fun, kind of like as an activity, like, you know, just an activity. Entertainment, I guess, you know? 'Cause it's not like we're hurting people or aborting people or taking away people's abortion rights, you know? We're not actually doing anything here. We're just talking. Don't ever survive. Mom can only survive with abortion care. Right. Yo, can we debate Brandon G versus Brandon J? We can't. It's like apples and oranges, dude. Two totally different things. One can't be better than the other. So what if the woman turns 18 and she died due to pregnancy complications? Well, if she died during pregnancy complications, that would be tragic, and I hope that never happens to anybody. But I would prefer that the baby survive over her. You know, the brain isn't even fully developed until 25. Yeah, I know, but you don't need to have a fully developed brain to know how to make a rational or responsible decision, right? 18, they're just starting to live. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's a real young age, but it's still living a long time, you know? Personhood begins at birth, not conception. Alright. I mean, even then, don't take that away from them, you know? Thanks for the heart puff, BJ. F Brandon G. Oh, man. The brain isn't even fully developed at 18? True, yeah. I don't think your brain... I don't think your brain needs to be fully developed, for you to... make smart choices. I'm a woman boy. What? What? John, why is he here? John, go ban him. John, ban him. What? 18, they're just starting to live. Yeah. I mean, it's sad and it's young, but yeah. Who are you? I bet you like pizza. 30 out of 33,000 women die while birthing. 100% of aborted fetuses die, though. True. I assume. Can we debate about pizza toppings? Yes, we can. Hey, pepperoni is the best topping of a pizza. Unless you think cheese is a pizza topping, then I would say cheese is. But pepperoni, I would say, like, number one. Pineapple does not belong on pizza. I think, hey, I like pineapple on pizza, but if it was banned from all across the United States, I wouldn't really care. You know, I don't think it's that good, but it's yummy in my opinion, you know. What about essay? I think if you're 18 plus, even if you were essayed, right, that you should be forced to carry that, baby. Because, same as if it was a consensual birthing, or consensual, baby, I don't know, pregnancy. No, I'm not Christian. But if it was a consensual pregnancy, then, that baby that is created from it, if you essay, you deserve to die. Completely agree. The baby that was created from it, right, didn't do anything wrong, doesn't have any less value than the baby that was created from an essay, you know. I think both have an equal value of life and deserve to live, because it's not like the baby who was born out of the essay has, like, the offender's, like, R-wordist genes in them, you know? Well, it has their genes, but it's not gonna grow up to become another, R-wordist, you know? Murder is a disgusting word to use for women who get into awful circumstances leading to abortion. Okay, how about killing, then? I mean, you're killing something that's living. I don't know what else to say, dude. But, I mean, you're ending the life. I don't know. You gotta know that 33 out of 100,000 women who give birth die. It's literally a simple Google search. Alright, hack. It's more likely to be abused or neglected by the mother if it is born from SA. Yeah, sure, that's true, and that sucks, and that's a terrible situation and very, very sad. Dude, alright, yo, I'm about to ban you from the live, dude. Like, I hope you've never killed a bug before. Sorry, Pest, I wasn't talking to you when I said that. I hope you've never killed a bug before. I have killed a bug, because that bug was never going to grow up and live conscious experiences and live and experience all the same things that I have. Well, not experience all the same things, but experience life just like I am, you know. That bug was never going to grow into anything more than just a bug. Yeah, but even if they are abused and neglected and everything, sorry. Even if they were abused and neglected and everything, I don't think that's reason to kill them off before they even have a chance to live. Is an egg the same as a chicken? No. Same as how, let's see, what's something that needs to grow or develop or needs time to process? I'll just use the popsicle analogy again, right? Let's say your little sibling pours a bunch of orange juice into a cup, right? Puts a popsicle stick in that cup, puts it in the freezer. He's trying to make a popsicle with all that orange juice, okay? But you go ahead, grab that cup out of the freezer and dump it on the floor. Pour it all out, right? Your brother's like, why did you just do that? I was making a popsicle. And you're like, well, it wasn't a popsicle, right? It was just the juice. It wasn't a popsicle yet, so why do you care? I was like, well, it was gonna become a popsicle. Like, you just stopped it in the middle of it. Like, you just decided that it wasn't gonna be a popsicle, you know? A woman should be allowed to terminate her baby if she wants. I disagree. As long as she's 18 plus, I completely disagree. Are you talking about blocking me from the live? No, you are completely okay. Okay, why is your brother trying to get me pregnant? What? Are you joking, dude? Is that a joke? Horrible analogy. Well, I couldn't think of anything else that like needs time to grow or develop. Well, let's just use the egg that you said earlier then, okay? If a chicken lays an egg, you grab that egg and smash it on the ground, the chicken's probably, if the chicken could talk like humans could, okay? In this hypothetical, right? So you'd be like, dude, why did you just smash my egg? That was my kid. You'd be like, well, it was just an egg, dude. It wasn't a chicken, or a chick, or a baby chick, or whatever. And the chicken's like, well, yeah, but like I just laid that egg because it was gonna eventually hatch and everything. You're like, well, it didn't hatch yet, so what do you care? Dude. Did you see my comment above? Let me see. Like, this is important to know in the live and the position that you're in. By the way, I respect you so much. Thank you, Hack. Yeah, I mean, my opinion, I think, yes, it is important to bring up the likelihood of something or the amount that something does happen, especially if it is super on the low side, like that thing never happens, right? But people are always going to use those really specific scenario circumstances, so I think it's better just to debunk those in total instead of ignoring it because of how unlikely it is, you know? My name is Johnson Barnacle. Hey, gunk boy, can you say my name again? Ha ha ha. Alright. Don't dodge. Don't dodge what? Don't dodge my question. Sorry, what? Wait, can we talk about how terrifying wolf spiders with babies? I know, right, dude? Oh, that's my worst fear. Worst fear. I do not want to come in contact with one of those things, dude. The chicken example was worse. That's the exact example that the fucking pro-choice person used, dude. They said, can you make me a chicken dinner with an egg? It's the exact same example that they used, dude. I just threw it right back at them. That's still wrong and worse analogy. Alright, then I don't know. I don't know what analogy could be good for you. I think the only reason you could, like... Never mind, I'm not going to get into that anymore. Chickens need to be fertilized to hatch? Alright. So just a potential future life is more important than the already present lives being lived? In the case that the person is 18 plus, yes, because eventually the fetus will grow up to also be 18 plus. Yo, Sid, I remember you from Toy Story. You like me in there, huh? I think I did a good job in Toy Story. I mean, boosted my acting career for sure, you know. Abortion is murder. I agree, dude. Can you thank me again for giving you roses? Thank you for giving me one rose earlier, dude. I love you for that. I remember accidentally crushing a mother wolf spider and her babies went running everywhere. It was so bad. Oh my gosh, I would shoot myself in the head right there. Oh, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that on live. Oh, I'm getting banned right now. No one wants to hear about responsibility. Thanks for preaching. Alright, nice, Daryl. Thank you. 3 roses. Thank you for the 3 roses, dude. Thank you. Would you be anti-abortion and an anti-natalist? Is that what that says? Okay, let me look up that word. Someone who believes in that is morally wrong to have children or that people should be encouraged not to have children? No, of course not. I think that's stupid. What? Okay, what about men? No, that's not preventing a life because that, by doing that, you're not fertilizing an egg at all. It's the same as, like, getting a vasectomy, right? You're not preventing a life from ever happening, because it's possible that would have never even happened in the first place, right? Like, you have to take action to turn that into a life that will develop and become its own person, right? But for a life that is already developing and growing into its own person, you have to take action to stop that from happening, you know? Why you hate babies? I don't, man. I don't. The 18 plus is there for a reason, bro. True. YTF is a male on here talking about the choice of a woman in her body, because I think people. I don't know if you guys can still hear me, but because I think people are doing something that is super immorally wrong. I see it as you're literally killing babies. Just like Hitler during the Holocaust was killing people, I see abortions as killing people, right? So if you're killing people, I'm gonna tell you to stop, whether you're a woman or not. You know, whether you're getting an abortion or literally shooting someone in the back of the head. You know, I'm gonna say stop, because that's not good. I don't think that's good. You're the GOAT. I'm not even 13, but I've studied. Alright, dude. Okay. You're a man. No one cares about your opinion on abortion. Oh, man. The way you're comparing abortion to the Holocaust. Okay, if you're pro-choice, of course you're not going to see it the same way, because you're not seeing aborting fetuses as literally killing babies, right? But I do see it as killing babies. That's why I compared the two. I'm going to be honest here. I'm 50-50 on the topic. Yeah, that makes sense. Bro, can you read my comment, cuh? If I see it, I will. So do you agree with Plan B? Maybe. I don't know how Plan B works in a woman's body, really. Because it's a woman's body, it's her choice. Your opinion will never matter. Damn. It's not even a life until viability. It's not a baby, and it's a parasite. Well, I mean, are you arguing that, like, parasites aren't alive? Because they are alive. That's, like, how they're parasites. It's because they need a host to live. If they didn't have a host, they wouldn't be alive, and it wouldn't even be a parasite, you know? They're definitely alive. It's just, like, whether they're conscious or not, I would say is the argument, you know? I want to protect conscious experiences, which you have after you're born. You can't ever get born if you're aborted, and I don't want that to happen. I'm a pro-abortionist, especially when they are exactly your age and have your exact name. What? Dude. Gonna debate about abortion, yet you know so little to not know what contraception is. I know what contraception is. I know what Plan B is. I said I don't know exactly how it works in a woman's body. If a woman becomes pregnant and then the Plan B eliminates the baby, I would say that's wrong. But if the way that it works is that it stops the baby from ever becoming at all, if it stops the woman from ever getting pregnant in the first place, then I would say it's fine. But I'm not sure which of the two it is, you know? So what about when a woman with a miscarriage needs an abortion, but she can't because of abortion laws? Then I think you should change the abortion laws to make it so she can get that baby out of her. You don't know how Plan B works, but you're on here trying to talk about abortion. Yes, because Plan B is birth control, not abortion. I think abortion is wrong. I think killing babies is wrong. That's kind of what I'm here, like, arguing. I will be right back. I gotta get my charger. Okay, now I gotta plug in my phone. This would be a lot easier if I had a tripod. Make sure it's charging. Okay, I don't know how well this is gonna work. Crap. Perfect. Okay, cool. Oh, that's not good. Why are you speaking on a topic you seem to know? Okay, I gotta set up my phone in a better way right here. Hold on. Is that gonna work? Perfect. Okay. So you cut off abortion at consciousness before is okay to you? No, I don't think abortion is okay at any point. I'm not arguing that consciousness is when a baby's life is valuable. I'm saying I think consciousness is a more reasonable thing to argue instead of like when a baby is alive, because I think it's alive as soon as it has living cells, you know? The lack of basic education is astonishing. Okay, Amanda. It's always men with these opinions. Okay. You clearly do not know a single thing about this topic. Oh, man. Well, enlighten me, I guess. I had a miscarriage that didn't complete itself. I had to get an abortion to complete it. Oh, man, that's terribly sad. I am so sorry about that. Do you support a national abortion ban, or do you think it should be up to the states? I would support a national abortion ban. People in the chat, would it be different if a woman argued this, or no? Honest question. You saying killing babies is wrong, but also saying risk the mothers instead. Not very pro-life of you. I think it is pretty pro-life of me. Because I would rather two people have lived lives instead of just one person. You know. By the way, I said having lived lives. So if she's 18 plus, she's gonna die, but she lived a life, and the baby will also eventually live a life. You know. He breathed into his nostrils the breath of life. It was then that the man became a living being. Are you quoting the Bible or something? What are you doing? You can't be pro-life and agree on the mother dying if she's 18 plus just to save the baby. Just to save the baby. I think I can. Okay, let's say I'm not pro-life. Let's say I'm just anti-abortion, okay? Let's just say that then. Because that's what it says right there. C-section is safer to perform to save the mother's life than abortion. Okay. Cool, so hypothetical life is fine as long as it doesn't grow up to be the same young woman you hurt? It could grow up to be just like that girl as long as it grows up in general. That's it could grow up to be just like that girl as long as it grows up in general. That's Can you guys see me now? Let me know whenever it starts working. I don't know. Maybe I should pull up my live on my other phone. Okay. Hello, Joe. Hold on, I'm pulling up my live on this phone right here so that I can see the loading progress, I guess, like, yeah. Alright, cool. Oh crap, wait. I gotta like set that, okay. Anyone's deletus the fetus and mind ya, business. Anyone's deletus the fetus and mind ya business. Not your body, not your choice. Or not your body, not your voice or place to speak. Again, gonna go back to like the Hitler, Palestine, murder, anything you want to call it, right? I see it as people are literally murdering babies, same as Hitler was murdering Jewish people, right? I think both are terrible and neither one should be happening, you know? I see both as murder, you know? Guys, who want that Haktua? You're not funny, Brandon. Thank you for saying that, Diana. Nice yapping, everyone. True. Ugh, his life isn't showing for me, so I'm just gonna go. Alright, that's okay, Pest. I want to get the hairline fix. I already read that. It would be the same, my body, my choice. Okay, pregnancy shouldn't be forced. I don't think pregnancy should be forced, but if you're already pregnant, then I think you should have to carry it to term, you know? Have you ever heard of fatal fetal mutation? If you're talking... Yeah, I have, yeah, sure, yeah, yes. So what are your thoughts on R-wordist impregnating women? Well, if the R-wordist impregnated a woman who is 18 or above, I don't think she should get the abortion, because that baby that is growing inside of her, right, isn't any different from a baby who was created out of a consensual scenario where the people meant to have a baby, right? Neither of those babies didn't do anything wrong. They both deserve to live a life just as much as each other, right? Circumstances of that pregnancy and the punishments of such is all up to the two people who were involved. I think the R-wordist should, like, get killed. Honestly, I don't think those guys deserve to really, like, live amongst us if their moral standards are that low, or if they don't see women as that important, right? But, trauma that would cause someone, right? it would cause trauma, but I see the baby's life as more valuable than that trauma, right? I wouldn't see it as exchangeable just for like the mental sake of the mother, you know, or the baby. As long as they live. But what if the victim doesn't want to give birth? I think anybody who gets an abortion doesn't want to give birth, right? But I think the baby's life is more valuable than the wouldn't want to, you know. Okay, fetus, clump of cells, embryo, whatever you want to call it. Just anytime I say baby, you can replace it with fetus or whatever word you would prefer me to use, and my argument would stay the exact same. The child could be neglected due to the trauma the mother went through. That is true, but also children who are neglected or children who are abused or children who grew up in poor places, right, all also deserve to live. I think they all deserve to live, no matter their living circumstances, you know? So you're saying that an unborn fetus is more important than a living person? Not necessarily. I wouldn't just strictly say more important. I would say it's more important to me that the baby gets a chance at living than the mother's mental health is, you know? Because I think everyone deserves a chance to live, to experience life. I don't know. You want to bring people into the world to have crappy lives. It's all about the situation. It's not about the baby, it's about the trauma of to hold your R-wordist child for 9 months. Yeah, that makes sense, but also, I know I could never understand that because that could never happen to me, but I think the mental anguish that you would go through isn't worth someone else's life, you know, because they will live, and I don't think you can, like, exchange their life for your own mental well-being, you know. How many kids do you have? 2. Why does it matter to you? You can't carry a baby. True, but it matters because I see it as baby murder. Everyone doesn't deserve to be parents. True. So you're saying that an unborn fetus is more important than a living person? No. I already read these. How many kids you got? 2. It's her life. It's 9 months of her life. It is 9 months of her life, but I mean, it's also the baby's life, since the baby is alive inside of you and it needs you to survive, right? Whether you want to say that's parasitic or not, you know, it needs you to survive, and eventually it won't. You look like Luke Magnotta and talk like Patrick Star. I talk like Patrick Star, dude? Okay, also, who's Luke Magnotta? I gotta look that up. Oh man, do I? Oh, he's a cannibal. Wow. Okay, what a comparison. It isn't a life yet. Well, I consider it a life since it has living cells. It's alive. You can kill it. You can cut off its life, right? Also, you look like you might be 19. Shut your ignorant mouth until you have more life experience. I doubt life experience is going to change how valuable I think a baby's life is. But maybe it will, man. I haven't lived in long enough to know, you know. Don't ignore the question, Twinkie. What was your question, Brian? How many kids have you adopted? 0. Cannot adopt yet, but I will. Also, why'd you call me Twinkie, dude? Come on. Okay, wait. What are you doing for the babies born from unwanted pregnancies? Nothing, I guess. That sucks for them, and that's very terrible, and I hope I could do stuff for them. You're a man, therefore your opinion is null, regardless of the topic. Regardless of the topic, wow. Just because of my genitalia, or gender, I don't know. Thought you said you didn't have any kids. I don't have any kids. The reason I said I have 2 kids is because he was going to say, well, if you don't have kids, you shouldn't be speaking on this in the first place, blah, blah, blah. So we're incubators for your own ego. What? Overpopulation, I don't see the number of humans alive as a factor that determines how important a singular human's life is, or how valuable a singular human's life is, you know? Because I would consider my life very valuable, but some stranger all the way across the world in China or India or Australia probably doesn't see it the same way. He probably doesn't care about me at all, you know? I can't feel or think. It can't feel or think, sorry. It doesn't know it's alive until it's born, so it doesn't know when it dies. True, but I don't think someone knowing that they die is what makes it wrong to kill them, you know? Because, I mean, you could, someone in the back of the head, you know? They would have no idea that you just did that to them, you know? They would never know, but it's still wrong, you know? Twinkies are good though, low-key. I stopped liking Twinkies like a year ago, strangely. Do you have sisters or a girlfriend? Didn't think so. Yes, I have a sister and a girlfriend. You can't get pregnant, so you have no idea how it changes your life and your body. Well, I have an idea of how it would change someone's life and someone's body, but I don't know how that would feel because I can't get pregnant. I have no idea how that would feel or how that would mentally affect me, right? But also, I feel like if I did know how that felt or mentally affected me, it wouldn't change how valuable I think that baby's life is. And my girlfriend feels the same way. She sees babies' lives as very valuable. Maybe people don't want to bring other humans into this twisted world. Why force them? Well, I don't want to force people to bring humans into this world, but if you're already pregnant, then I would say force them, because I don't want you to kill somebody, you know? Also, we all live in this twisted world, and I'd assume all of us also don't want to be dead, you know? So it is a messed up world, but I don't think that's a good enough excuse to kill someone, you know? Like, you could, using that logic, you could justify any killing in the world by just saying, like, well, it's a messed up world, you know? Who would want to live here anyways? How much do you donate to foster homes? None at all. I will eventually, probably. That receding hairline must really be getting to you for you to be commenting on women's rights. It is, man. I looked in the mirror this morning, I was like, oh crap, I have to go on TikTok Live right now. Biblically, Genesis 2 demonstrate how in Christian history life was thought to begin at first breath. Alright. I mean, I'm not a Christian. My belief isn't based on religion. Also, I don't consider the value of a baby's life to be determined based on, like, how many breaths they're taking. I don't know. You're making yourself sound completely ignorant. I believe that. Do some research and come back. Alright. Will do, Aaron. Thank you. Rogaine, baby. Look it up. Will do. Okay. Rogaine. Alright. Are you a homosexual? Nope. For a price. I'm just kidding. A fetus doesn't know what death means. They literally don't understand Earth or the feeling of life. Right. But I still don't think that determines how valuable your life is like being able to understand stuff, you know? Or like knowing about stuff or like experiencing life, because I want them to eventually be able to experience life, you know? I think the moral wrong with death is that you're taking away someone's chance to experience life anymore, you know? Or in the case of abortion, at all. No kids, doesn't donate to foster homes. That's right, Brian. You look very easy to draw. Draw me, Brandon. Send it to me. Shout out to all the men in here going against him. Love you guys. Viability doesn't start until week 22. Okay, that's okay. What if the mother could die from childbirth? Well, if she's 18 plus, I think... Well, I wouldn't say that's okay. It's not okay that they would die from childbirth. But, I would rather the mother die than the baby, because the mother has lived, at the very least, 18 years, when the baby hasn't lived any. So I would rather that person live 18 years and the baby live 18 years, rather than that person just live 18 years and then continue to live on and on and on and on, right? Okay, what did he say? Sorry, just joined. Why are you anti-abortion? Because I see fetuses or embryos or whatever, babies, even while they're in the belly, while the lady's pregnant, I see their lives as valuable because they will eventually be out of there. I don't see it as any less valuable than any other person, you know? I see lives as valuable and conscious experiences as valuable. I want everyone to be able to experience life. Oh, crap. Wait, I have a genuine question. Why be anti-abortion? Wait. don't you still win by not getting an abortion? True, but I also don't want other people to get abortions because I see it as murder, you know? Is it fetuses or feti? I have no idea. You should look that up. You have no right to this conversation as someone who can't get pregnant. I mean, again, going back to the Holocaust thing, I see abortion as murder. Hitler was murdering lots of Jewish people, right? I say, hey, stop that. That's not good. Not good to murder people, you know? Same as I say, hey, stop. It's not good to have abortions. It's murdering babies, you know? I see both as murder. I see both as not good. What if it was your girlfriend or your sister? What was my girlfriend or my sister? Well, I put the potential life over the already living life, because the already living life, the already living person has already lived at least up to 18, right? 18 years is a substantial difference between 18 years and 0 years, you know? So I would say give the person who has 0 years to get some years on their belt, you know? You already have 18 on your belt, you know? Hey, Brandon, don't forget to draw his hairline like a W. It's not that bad, dude. It's not that bad. I wouldn't call it a W. Also, it would be more like an M, because like I have a widow's peak hairline. It would be an M, not a W. Or a V. You could call it a V. Do you think overpopulation in some areas could be... Oh, crap. Sorry. Could be a factor in the next years? Probably. I'm sure overpopulation in some areas is already a factor. You know, I'm sure some areas are already overpopulated, but I don't think overpopulation justifies abortion. Let me join live. I wish I could, but you need to wait 3 more days so that I can... Sorry, should I have my face up here? Is this better? So you can actually see me instead of like my face being covered by the chat? I don't know. Yeah, it says I need to go live for 3 days to invite guests on here. So in 3 days, well, I guess 2 more days after today, come back to me and I will invite you on. Everyone just leave. Sorry, Jill. Why do you say that? Do you think people under 18 can't get pregnant? No, I know they can, but if they're under 18, I think they should be able to get abortions. If a mother doesn't want a child, they might neglect or abuse a forced child. Didn't you already say that, and I like gave you my response about that already? Unless you can get pregnant, I don't want to hear your opinion on abortions. You don't have to, man. Jill, this is not rage bait. That's why I'm expressing my opinion. Articulating myself. He doesn't want to actually debate because he's wrong. I mean, I'd be okay with debating if TikTok let me invite people on here, but I need to wait 3 more days, you know. You look very young. You don't have much experience. Okay, that's too bad, I guess. Too bad for me. I don't know. Wish I had more experience. You're comparing a genocide to healthcare. Your argument is not valid. Well, see, you don't see it as valid because you only see abortion as healthcare. You don't see abortion as literally murdering tons and tons of babies, you know? You keep ignoring my comments. I'm sorry, the chat's going by pretty fast. What about the children in foster care whose lives aren't treated valuably by an already corrupt system? I think that's terrible, and I wish the system wasn't corrupt, and I wish the system was better, and I wish the foster care system was better. Then again, there's not really much that we can do about it, or anyone else. That's why there hasn't been anything done about it. That's why there's nothing really being done about it. Well, nothing really. Kinda, but not like a substantial amount, you know. You're a boy, you don't have an opinion. Only women do. Thanks. Alright. No one should get abortions if I don't agree with them. True. Are you from the South? No. No, I'm not from the South. I'm from Southern California, but I'm not from the South. You are ignoring my responses. I'm sorry, Jill. I can't see them. I don't see any. Except the mother's life, though, right? You just said you're fine with her dying. I mean, I'm not fine with her dying, but if she needs to die so that the baby can live, I'd say that would, or should be the circumstance, you know. Alright, let's see. When you grow up, your opinion will probably change. Why would my age affect how valuable I see babies' lives, you know? Like, what experiences do I need to have, or what do I need to learn over the years to then later understand that, like, oh, I see, their life isn't so valuable because they're not as grown up as I am, you know? Like, they can die because they're underdeveloped, you know? Okay, I didn't say the mother should die. I just mean that, like, wait, shouldn't this be a human right? I don't know about human right. It's like, it's a medical procedure. I don't know if anybody has the right to a medical procedure, but I think under government, it would make sense to say, like, well, this government should provide medical procedures. I agree with that. You can't murder a thing that doesn't exist. Clump of cells has no capacity to feel. Well, the fact that you need to label what you're referring to, the fact that you're referring to anything at all proves that it does exist, right? And it can die because it is alive, it has living cells, and it develops and grows until it doesn't need to be attached to the mother anymore. So it exists, you just don't see it as very valuable, whereas I do. Don't see you fighting for their quality of life. True, because there is absolutely nothing I can do about that, and that is so sad. They're not babies. Okay, even if they're not, call it whatever you want to call it, every point I make still stands, even if you don't call it babies, you know? That is not what my comment said. I mean, I at least thought I was reading everyone's comment word for word, unless they said, like, a word I'm not allowed to say on live. Abortion isn't murder, though, that's the kicker. Well, that's where we disagree. I mean, you're pro-choice, I'm pro-life. I see it as murder, killing, because you're ending a life, right? You're ending, even if it's a clump of cells, you're ending that, right? You're killing all of those living cells. There. You're delusional, nothing we can do. I'm sorry about that, Mads. So if you're pro-choice, how do you propose child care costs? Should fathers get 50-50? Wait. So if you're pro-choice... Well, I guess since you prefaced it with so if you're pro-choice, it doesn't apply to me, so... Shouldn't this be a human right? Oh, I already read that. Wait. Why do you care more about unborn babies than you do already born kids in foster care? Because those already born kids, have lives and are alive and weren't aborted. So, yeah, I mean, I care about the babies being able to experience life in general. I do care about people's quality of lives, but to even have that be a discussion, you need to have them be alive in the first place, you know? A blood clot is a clump of cells. Does it hold the same value? No, not at all, because a blood clot does not eventually grow and live into a human baby and a child and a teenager and everything else. Taking away abortion, which is healthcare, will make it more unsafe for women. True, but it will also decrease the amount of abortions by a crap ton, and that's my goal at the end of the day. Do whatever you want with your body. It shouldn't concern anyone. I will. Thank you. You would rather have the child be traumatized in foster care than be taken peacefully and not feel a thing? Yeah, I would rather have the child be traumatized and alive rather than dead. Yeah. Because if the trauma was worth their life, then the trauma would then cause the child to self-end, right? As well as wish they were never born. That's the only thing that would justify it, you know? Well, men are so funny. Thank you. Thank you. You care about the kids in foster care being alive even though most of them are being abused? Yeah, I care about them being alive even though they're being abused. I don't disregard, like, my care for people's lives if their living conditions are poor. Like, I care about homeless people. Even though they have poor living conditions, I want them to be alive. I wouldn't want every homeless person to die. I wouldn't say abort every baby that might be born into poverty because their living conditions are going to be bad. I don't think just because your living conditions are bad that you don't deserve to be alive, you know? So, you value what doesn't exist yet. Fetuses' unlived life more than what does. Kids' lived lives. Sorry, I'm confused. I value the fact that that baby is alive, even though it's not living out its life, because it can't yet, because it's still developing to the point where it can, right? And then an 18-year-old, 18 plus, you lived your life, even though I don't think that was nearly long enough for a life to be lived. You lived 18 years of a life, and I think someone else who hasn't should also get that opportunity. Whether a fetus is alive or not is subjective. The argument should be whether it's okay to take. I mean, okay to take the fetus's life. I mean, it's alive. Some people don't consider it alive, even though it can be killed. You know, I think the argument could be like, oh yeah, sorry, hold on. Okay. Do you think abortion should be illegal or just socially frowned upon? I think it should be illegal because I see it as killing babies. What about before 4 weeks when it has a heartbeat? Wait, sorry, I just completely blanked when I read that. Wait, what about before 4 weeks when it has a heartbeat? I don't care. I think at any point in the development of the pregnancy, it is wrong to get an abortion. So you would rather have them want to die anyways by being traumatized? No, because even the people who are traumatized don't end up wishing they were never born because of that traumatic experience, you know? I mean, if that was the case, we would see, like, the suicide rates of people who are in poor living circumstances be astronomically higher than they are now, you know? But even when they go through terrible things in their life, they would prefer to be alive. Just so you know, an abortion ban doesn't lower abortion numbers, it just makes them unsafe. That is not true at all. It would 100% lower abortion numbers. It wouldn't completely eradicate abortion, and those people who would still be getting abortions would be getting unsafe ones, but it would lower the abortion numbers a lot. Why are you a male discussing what a woman should do with her body? Because I see it as killing babies, and I don't want people to kill babies. Never procreate, please, dude. It's been my plan since day one to procreate. Love procreating. A fetus with fatal birth defect can't become a baby. Is it okay to abort them? A fatal birth defect? Oh yeah, I said this earlier. If the baby and the mother are both gonna die during childbirth, then go ahead and abort that thing, you know, like, if there's no point in losing 2 lives instead of just 1 life, you know. But if the mother is gonna die, but the baby's gonna live, then that's a life that was lived, and a life that is going to be lived, you know. No one should force birth over non-consensual S. Okay, that's I get where you're coming from. Have you raised a child? What say do you have? Well, I mean, I don't think that my opinion, the value of my opinion should be based on whether I've raised a child or not, you know. I don't think raising a child lets you see the value of life any more than if you haven't raised a child, you know. I mean, it's possible that it could, but I think that argument would more apply to people who see the fetus or embryos or babies' lives as less valuable than I do. Then raising a child would probably convince you, hey, their life is a little bit more valuable than I thought it was, you know. I don't think raising a child would make me think that the baby's life is less valuable than I already do, you know. What if it's your girlfriend that could die giving childbirth? Then I would hate that, and that is the worst possible situation I could ever be in, but I would rather the baby live, because I see babies as valuable lives that deserve to live, and I wouldn't give myself a personal bias over just, like, I wouldn't say, like, you guys have to follow this rule, but I don't, because that rule would suck for me, you know, that wouldn't be fair. What if the mother is a child that hasn't lived, but they might die? Well, if the mother is below 18, I would say get all the abortions you want to. What if it's your 12-year-old sister? Then I would say get an abortion. If they're under 18, I agree with abortions. If they're 18 or above, no abortions at all, no matter the circumstance. My mom already has value, though. That is true. Yeah, I agree with that. Your mom does have value. Sorry, that wasn't in a rude way. I meant, like, your mom's life has value, so does yours, so does a baby's, you know. Why is your GF's life nothing valuable to you? I didn't say it was nothing valuable. That's why I prefaced my sentence by saying that would be the worst possible thing that could happen to me. That would be, like, the worst experience I could have, is, like, losing my girlfriend, you know. Her life has a lot of value to me, but I would want a baby to be able to live its life because I have empathy for babies. Dude, Sterling, you gotta stop spamming every single question you have, dude. Okay, so you're saying... No, that's not what I'm saying. Dude, I'll talk to you. I wish you could join the live, but you need to wait 3 more days. Yes, I do eat meat, but that's different because those animals were never going to eventually grow and develop into a human or have anything near as much of a conscious experience as I would or a baby would, right? That's why I see babies as more valuable than animals. I hope your wife is never put in circumstances where she has to pick herself for the fetus. I agree, dude. 100% agree. I hope that never happens. That would be like worst case scenario, honestly. Are you carrying it or what? Like, maybe I am. You will never understand what it's like to get pregnant and give birth. You have no right to say that. You're right. I will never understand what it's like to get pregnant or give birth. But I still think that it would be super wrong to abort a baby. Are you pro-trans? Hell yeah, dude. Trans people are the best. I've never met a gay person or a trans person or a furry that has ever been mean to me, so I love those people. So someone who is older than 18 and was R-worded should be forced to give birth all because she was 18. Yes. Why do you get to choose whether the mom dies in birth? She should have say in that. I don't think I do get to choose whether she dies in birth. I think that's like a terrible situation that someone could be in where they die during childbirth. But I think that would be a terrible situation where a mom dies during childbirth, and that wouldn't be my choice. But if it's either the mom or the baby or fetus or embryo, whatever you want to call it, right? I would say it's a bad thing. Alright, let me see this. Women have to go through the birthing process, not men. True. No, you're saying that you would choose her to die over the baby. That's not your choice. Right, it's not my choice. I mean, that's why it's not the law, you know, but if it was my choice, it would be the law. So I guess W for you, you know, L for me. L abortion, I agree, Silver Surfer. So you think you should never pull the plug on someone in a coma? I think it depends on how old they are, how long they've been in a coma and everything, like what hospital they're at. If they're at an advanced hospital that has lots of money, they're probably never going to run out of resources, then don't pull the plug on them, you know. But if they're in like an impoverished country and the hospital needs its resources, then like it'd probably be better to pull the plug on someone in a coma and give those resources to someone who's alive and living instead, you know. 17-year-old and 20-year-old having the same complications, but 20-year-old gets to die is what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, you have to draw the line somewhere, man. I mean, with every single law, like ever, it can't be like a gradient of, well, some people when they're 18 have to die. Some people can't die when they're 18. They have to be 20, you know. You can't have a gradient. It has to be a line somewhere, even though it seems illogical. You have to draw a line somewhere, you know. Okay, I won't pipe down, and they're scared. Okay, man. So you think you should never pull the plug? I already answered that. Not only does R word itself leave trauma, but going through pregnancy as well adds so much more. I agree, but I don't think that a baby's life is exchangeable to for traumatic events. Like, wait, Chicago is better than any city in Cali, by the way. All right, I mean that's your opinion, man. Yeah, Chicago is the best city in California. I agree totally. So you value sentience? Sure I do. So does your... I'm not going to answer that. So the woman shouldn't have to pay any medical bills then, right? Since she's forced to give birth? I agree. Free healthcare. So you're against Plan B? If Plan B kills the baby instead of just stops the woman from getting pregnant in general, then yes, I am against Plan B, but I'm not sure which way it works. So you can't have a catch-all law, but thank you for the gift, Brandon J. Thank you for the heart puff. So you can't have a catch-all law, but you could have a catch-all ban. I don't really understand the question. Can the Senate tell you that you cannot get a vasectomy? Maybe, man. I mean, I don't really know what you're asking. Are you asking like if if they literally can or can't tell me, or are you asking like if I would care if they told me if I can or can't, you know? I don't really get the question. Would you allow abortion if it means it saves the mother's life? If she's 18 plus, no, I still wouldn't allow it, because the mother has lived 18 years or more. The baby hasn't lived any. I would rather the mother live 18 years or more and then die, and then the baby also lives that 18 years or more. Yeah. Get a grip, dude. Got it. Why do some men love to talk about shit that isn't their business? I hope this is rage bait. It's not rage bait. And it might not be my business, but I still think it's extremely immoral, which is why I'm talking about it. Lol, can't get over how embarrassing you are. You can't get over me, huh? So the woman shouldn't have to pay any medical bills then, right? Oh, I already read that. But can have a catch-all ban on abortion? Did you type your question in 2 separate messages? Because people are typing a lot. I don't see those messages next to each other. I'm sorry. You need therapy? I know, dude. I know. It's okay to kill depending on the age of the pregnant person. Just murk the thing either way. Whoa, man. This man thinks a fetus is more valuable than an already living person with consciousness. If that person's 18 or above, sure. I mean, I think it's a bad thing to say I think it's more valuable. I think that's generalizing my argument so much, making it seem so much different than it actually is. So the 18-year-old should have to self-sacrifice for someone that's younger than them to also live life? Yes. I mean, if there was a 1-year-old, right, just sitting there playing with his blocks, someone comes up to me, is like, dude, I'm going to something you in the face, right, or this 1-year-old in the back of the head, and you need to pick, I would say, oh, okay, do it to me, because I want the 1-year-old to survive. You know, he hasn't lived a life yet. He hasn't lived nearly as long as I have. So, get me, I guess, because I would feel so bad for that 1-year-old, you know, because he hasn't experienced as much as I have, you know. This is rage bait. No, it's not. That's not the same thing, though. Okay. Point of that analogy was showing that I want them to be able to experience life for as long as I have, at least. You know? The 1-year-old is born. True. Okay. If someone said they were going to shoot a pregnant lady in the stomach or me in the face, I would say shoot me in the face so that the baby can live. It's the same exact reasoning, okay? I give the same exact reasons if it was a baby in a belly or a baby outside the belly, you know? Kill me instead, because I want them to actually be able to live a life, you know? Do you just not like women? I love women, dude. Abortion is healthcare. That's fine if it is. I still think it's immoral. Mad at women because none of us want him. I mean, if you're pro-choice, I don't want you to want me. But, aw, thank you, Brandon. Thank you for the hearts. As a boy, you have no say in what a woman does with their body. I can see you making that argument if you're pro-choice, but the way I see it, getting an abortion is killing a baby. Like, I see it as murder, you know? And I don't like murder. So I would say, hey, if you're going to be murdering, get out of here, you know? Stop murdering. Same as, like, Hitler was murdering. I'd say, hey, stop that, Hitler. You know? I don't want you to do that. Your mother should have aborted you? Oh, man, I'm sorry that you feel that way, Addie. You look anti-abortion. Nailed it. Because I am. So, I would have aborted you. Oh, man. Why do you watch dog video? What? Okay. What if a man forces himself on your future daughter and she ends up pregnant? Would you allow abort? If my daughter was below 18, I'd tell her to abort the baby. But if she was 18 or above, I wouldn't have any say in it because she's her own person. I would want her to keep the baby because I wouldn't see... Because I wouldn't see that baby's life as any less valuable just because it's the product of an SA, you know? I wouldn't see the baby as any less valuable because that baby doesn't have anything to do with the SA. It was just the product of it, you know? Technically, we are all a clump of cells. We are just more evolved. True. That's a good argument, dude. It doesn't even have a brain yet. Yeah. It will eventually, though, you know? Say there was a fire at a fetus clinic. Would you save 20 people or 21-week-old fetuses? Okay. If the fetuses were going to eventually grow up and evolve into people, and all of those 20 people were 18 or above, then I would save the fetuses so that those 18 or above people got to live their lives to 18 years, and the fetuses will also get to live their lives to 18 years. And fetuses will probably also get to live their life to more than 18 years, right? So, okay, let's say the 20 people, right? Let's say I save them, right? They all live, and they live out their lifespans. Take all those years and put it in one number, right? I don't know what number that would be. Let's just say it's like 300, okay? Let's say 300 years all combined that they would have lived, okay? Or I guess 20 people, that's unrealistic. Let's say 1,000, okay? 1,000 years they would have lived combined, okay? So the fetuses, right, if I save them, they would live to those 18 years as well as the extra 1,000, including the years, the 18 years that those 20 people have already lived, you know? So in general, I would be causing more people to be alive for more years instead of if I saved the 18-year-olds, you know? Define what a baby is, host. I don't know, man. Human offspring. If a mother dies due to pregnancy, isn't the fetus responsible for murder? No, because the fetus did not kill the mother. The mother was not... Wait, sorry, hold on. Oh my goodness, this guy just sent me 2 minutes of voice messages. Can't listen to that right now. Genuine question. You're anti-abortion, but do you want it to be illegal to get an abortion? I would want it to be illegal to get an abortion for those 18 plus. For legal and social adults, right? Legal adults, no abortions. If you're not an adult, go ahead and have an abortion. Save yourself, you know. What is your obsession with the specific 18 years? Well, I think by the time you're 18 years old, you're old enough to know what a responsible decision is and an irresponsible decision, right? You're old enough to know what safe sex is, how to have safe sex. If the case is that you were SA'd, I think you're old enough to take that trauma better than a under 18-year-old would be able to, you know? Under 18-year-old, I think that trauma would be more life-changing than it would be for an adult, you know? And if you were going to die during childbirth, you already lived 18 years, whereas the child you're going to be giving birth to hasn't, you know? Why are these comments so low IQ, Lamau? Make better arguments, y'all. Huh? Bro is a bot. Alright. Bro is so geeked, he doesn't even know what he's spewing out right now. Sorry, Journey. Jeez, dude. Life begins at first breath. It says so in the Bible. That's great. I don't know what to say to you, man. I don't read the Bible. This is actually brain rot. Okay. You can get pregnant if you're under 18. True, but I also think you should be able to get an abortion if you're under 18. Do you have the funds or proper and useful health curriculum? Do you have the funds for proper and useful health curriculum? I don't really know what you're asking me. Do you know anything about ectopic pregnancies? Sure I do. I think, even then, let that baby live. Condoms break. True, in which case it would be an accident, in which case you also shouldn't get an abortion, because if you meant to make a baby and then you have a baby, that baby's life isn't any less valuable than a baby who was created out of you not meaning to make a baby and accidentally making one, you know? Do you think other people should have a choice? What do you mean? Your frontal lobe isn't fully developed until 24. Right, but my argument isn't that you should only be able to get an abortion if your frontal lobe isn't fully developed. My argument is that you should be able to get an abortion at 18 when you're considered socially and legally an adult for many reasons, right? Even when your frontal lobe isn't fully developed, you can make responsible decisions, you know? That's why I don't go out committing crimes, because I know what the consequences of that would be, and I don't want those consequences to happen, you know? Or, well, could be, since you can kind of control if you get caught or not. You can weigh in on that, right? Depending on how sneakily you commit the crime, you know? Are you Christian or Catholic? Nope, neither one. You know that when you're under 18 too. I'm not under 18. Protection doesn't always work. True. Do you think the drinking age should be lowered to 18? No. Genuine question. What do you do or should people do to help kids and R-word victims? I don't know, man. I haven't really thought about that, but if I put some more thought into that, I'm sure I'll come up with a solution for you. Babies' lives matter. True, dude. I just be aborting babies for fun. Sure you do, man. You don't commit crimes just because you could go to jail. Correct. Well, I wouldn't commit crimes that hurt other people because I don't want to hurt other people. But like a crime like, let's say I want to spray paint some cool image on like an Amazon building, right? I mean, they're just going to hire some guy who's going to get paid to clean that up, right? I'm not hurting anybody by doing that, but it's still going to be a crime. It's vandalism, you know? But I would get in trouble for doing that. If I didn't get in trouble for doing that, I think that would be really fun to do, like paint a big mural, you know? Why do you think you should get a say? This is a genuine question. Because pro-life, see, the way I see it is if you get an abortion, you're literally killing babies, and I don't want that to happen. If you're pro-choice, it would make sense that you don't think men should get a say, because you don't see it as killing babies. You see it as like a woman's body, a woman's choice, something that affects a woman very, very much, affects her entire life, right? But, of course, I see it does affect a woman in all those ways, affects her entire life, whether it's a negative effect or a positive effect, whether she wanted to have a kid, not have a kid, right? It's also killing a baby. So I think murder is bad. He has not gave one valid argument this whole life. Well, that's your opinion, man. I'm sorry. Would you be there for the baby paying and caring for it? I wouldn't want to bring another life into this world when I don't even want to be here. Well, if you don't want to be here and you wish you were aborted, hey man, that's your choice whether you're still here or not, you know? If you think if you think the merciful decision for you and those around you is to, not be here anymore, go ahead, dude. Pretty long of you progress full term, the mother and fetus will pass away before term. Well, if the mother and fetus pass, then I would say get an abortion, you know? You think children under 18 shouldn't join this conversation, but you think they should give birth? No, not at all. I think if you're under 18, you should be able to have as many abortions as you want to. Wouldn't you be there for the baby, paying and caring for it? Yes, I would. I would love to. He has not gave one. I already read that. It's fine to be ignorant, but don't force that ignorance and oppression on other people. Hey, I'm not oppressing anybody by being on TikTok Live, dude. Come on. I think humanity should go extinct. You? I don't think so. I want to stay alive, and I want my girlfriend to be alive, you know, and my family. My friends, but it doesn't make sense for under 18. Exactly. Men, I know, right? Oh my gosh. Please stay in school. Yes. Ectopic pregnancies aren't viable. Okay, that's okay. Explain how a fetus is a living organism. Well, it has living cells, and it grows and develops, and eventually it will grow and develop into something external from the mother, you know? I think if the fetus wasn't alive, it wouldn't be able to grow and develop, and it wouldn't have any living cells. You know? Yeah. So you agree, abortion should be okay? I think abortion should be okay for those under 18. Do you not care about the mother's trauma? I care about the mother's trauma so much, and I think it would be horrible if the mother had to go through a traumatic experience, but I don't think saving the mother from that trauma is worth a baby's life, you know? Please think about it hard. It is already please think about how hard it is, how hard it already is for a woman to decide to have an abortion. Yeah, I mean, I empathize with it, man. If you don't have to birth a child and go through the 9+ months, don't speak on it. I think that's the main thing that people have been commenting on this live is like, you're a man, why are you commenting? Or blah, 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 blah. Again and again, I'm going to make the same exact point, right? Way I see it, pro-life, right? Way I see it is you're killing people, you're murdering babies, right? Hitler was killing Jews. I don't think that was good. I think you can all agree that that wasn't good, but maybe in that case you can see how I would feel, right? If you see that Hitler was killing people, and you put that into my perspective, right? See, oh well, he thinks that we're killing babies. Maybe it can make sense to you why I wouldn't want people to be doing that, you know? fetus is not a baby. Okay. Any point that I make, anything that I say, if you replace the word baby with fetus or embryo or clump of cells, whatever you want to call it, everything I say still applies to my argument. Thank you for the heart puff, Brandon J. You can't be anti-abortion, but allow abortions to happen if they are minors. Okay, I guess I'm pro-choice then. But if I make this say I'm pro-choice, let's debate. Everyone's going to be confused as hell when I start spewing my arguments, you know. He's entitled to his own opinion, guys. True. Is spermicide immoral because it stops a baby from existing? No. Because it's not, hi, baby. You know what I'm saying? It's, you're not like, let's see, what do I say? You're not stopping anything from happening. Instead, you're just, like, doing an action that was never going to get anywhere in the first place, you know? But if the woman is already pregnant and the baby is developing and growing and living, then getting an abortion is stopping something from happening, you know? Whose child is this talking about things he could never even know about? I'm my parents' child, and I'm not a child. Shave that head like a good boy? Already did, dude. I care about his opinion. Thank you, Ruby. Ruby Ray, you know? Thank you. So at what point is the baby a separate life to you? I'd say it's a separate life to you as soon as it starts growing and developing. I'd say it's a separate life. I don't know about personhood since it's literally combined and attached to you, but it is a separate life because you can end that life without ending your own, you know? Abortion is a right? I wouldn't say so. I'd say you have the right to, like, punch yourself in the stomach, but nobody wants to do that. I'd say abortion is a medical procedure. Nobody has a human right to a medical procedure, but depending on what government you live under, you can call it a right. Thank you for the corn, Brandon J. What does age have to do with it? Everything, dude. Absolutely everything. If abortion is murder, a BJ is cannibalism. I don't even know what to say to that, dude. That's just not true. I completely disagree with that. Why do you think that you, as a man, have an opinion on abortion? Because I see abortion as killing babies, and I don't think people should kill babies. I think that's a bad thing to do, and I think you would agree, and you would agree with me if you thought that people were killing babies. But clearly you don't, which is why you think abortion is okay, you know? Define a life. Made up of living cells. I don't know. Haven't really thought of a definition for that. So you'll send someone in jail for using birth control on them. Holy crap, I'm dyslexic. So you'll send someone to jail for using birth control then? If birth control kills a baby that started developing? Sure, dude. Yes. You need to educate yourself more before speaking on this. Okay, Nina. Why is 17 different than 18? Hey, why is 20 different than 21 for the drinking age? You know, you gotta draw the line somewhere. You have to make the law somewhere. You can't have it as a gradient or like a spectrum, you know? You have to draw the line somewhere. I thought 18 was a good place to draw the line since everyone else seems to agree that's a socially acceptable place to call someone an adult and legally an adult. This dude can't get a girl, so he does this. I have a girlfriend, Andrew. Let's debate. I wish I could. But, you gotta wait 3 days for that. TikTok doesn't let anyone, join the live until I've qualified for it. And to qualify, I need to be live for 30 minutes straight, which I've already done, and be live over the course of 3 days. Stop avoiding my question. I'm sorry, Mads, what was your question? I probably haven't read it. Scientifically, up until 24 weeks, a fetus is considered a parasite. We're not killing babies. Okay, again, I'm gonna say this. No matter what you want to call it, baby, parasite, fetus, whatever you want to call it, right? Every single point that I make and every single one of my arguments still stand, and I still mean it. If I was referring to it as a parasite the entire time throughout this argument, I would still be making all the same exact points, okay? The reason I say baby is because that's how I see it, and I want you guys to understand my perspective on this instead of just arguing at me or insulting me, you know? Why does the age you get an abortion at matter? Because I think if you're like 10, right, it would be extremely traumatic, and maybe that trauma isn't worth letting that something else get up to the year 10 years old, right? because it's not really that different, 0 to 10, considering the average life expectancy for a human, like the lifespan, you know? I don't think 10 and 0 is that much different, so just let the person live without trauma, you know? Abortion is killing of a baby. I agree, man. Parasite is not alive. Dude, that's like the worst argument you could make, like, in this. Like, some people are, like, making some kind of good arguments. I still don't feel like it's good enough to change my mind. I have an open mind. Willing to someone change my mind if they did make an argument that changed my mind. But so far, nobody has changed my mind. And I think saying a parasite is not alive is the worst possible thing you could say to try to change my mind. Because, dude, a parasite is alive. That's the reason it's a parasite, is because it needs a host to stay alive. It needs to attach itself to something and suck out its nutrients or whatever to keep itself alive. That's why it's a parasite. Your seed is not a baby. Correct. Why does the age again? I already explained that. Do you believe in the exception in cases in... if the person's 18 plus, no exceptions. Even if it's an essay of any sort. If they're below 18, whatever exceptions you want, go ahead, go right ahead. If you're below 18, do it. Bro, I haven't been talking for 5 hours. Alive and a life aren't the same, so try again. I don't really know what you expect me to say to that. You aren't answering the question. What differentiates the value of a fetus inside a 17 versus 18-year-old? Let's see. I think by the time you're 18, you're an adult and you've lived for 18 years. I think 18 years is a long time, okay? A fetus has lived for 0 years, you know? So I think you should give that thing a chance to live for how long you have lived, you know? Or live at least at all, you know? 17, you could make the same argument, but, I mean, in that case, you could just keep lowering it and lowering it and lowering it. I mean, you need to draw the line somewhere. You get what I'm saying? It's not a baby yet if the legal was getting... Oh, it's not a baby yet if the woman is getting a legal abortion. It wouldn't be legal if it was. Alright, I'm not going to stop referring to it as a baby, but anytime I say baby, you guys can pretend I'm saying parasite, if that makes you feel better, and my arguments would not change at all, okay? When you go through traumatic pregnancy against your will, you can talk. Alright. It's not murder then. Killing, murder, ending of a life. Termination, okay? I use all interchangeably because you're ending living cells, living thing, whatever you want to say, okay? You just said a fetus never lived a life, but it is alive. When you're inside the womb, you're not living out your life, but you're still a living being, you know? But you haven't had a conscious experience yet, you know? What if the mother's life is in danger? If they're 18 plus, that's a horrible, horrible circumstance, horrible situation, and I wish that never had to be the case, but sometimes it is, and that's terrible and sad. But, yeah, I think you should let the fetus live, if you've lived long enough to become an adult. I'm not bringing a child into this world if I cannot care and provide for it. Give it to the system, man. It's a terrible system, but at least they won't be dead, you know? Mother life more important than a couple cells. Not true, because those cells will may eventually even also turn into a mother. You know, it'll grow up and become its own person. Yes, let me make baby live through a life I can't support it in. Yes. You can make another one later. That's true, yeah. I don't think that justifies abortion, but that's true, you can make another one. 10 years is also a long time. Yeah, I agree, but I don't think it's long enough to say, like, that person has lived a long enough life, pass it on to the next, you know? I wouldn't say that's long enough. But what if you don't get an abortion and they turn out like you? Ooh, that's a good argument. Ooh. I had an abortion in March. Oh, that's so sad, dude. And send a child into an awful, abusive foster system? I mean, yeah, dude. I think living a bad life is better than living no life at all, and so do the people who do live bad lives, which is why they aren't dead from from ending their own self, basically. That's why they aren't dead, because they also think it's better to be alive than not be alive, So you can excuse SA if it's someone 18 or old. Well, I'm not saying I can excuse SA in any circumstance at all. I'm saying the baby's life doesn't have any less value if it was the product of an SA, If a life is living cells, what do you eat? Food? I don't know. I know that's not the answer you're looking for. He beats his... True. It's always the people who get shit handed to them who say shit like this. I mean, dude... People who live in poverty and are abused and live terrible lives that nobody should live, right? I don't think anybody should have to live a life that isn't enjoyable, right? But some people are forced to, which is the terrible reality of this world. But even those people think that it's better to be alive than it is to be dead, which is why they are alive today and haven't ended that process. Abortion laws are not just going to affect people 18 and up, it'll affect children. Right, I mean, my stance is that I only want it to affect those 18 plus. SA is horrible, I completely agree. You think going from 17 to 18 means you can suddenly raise a child? Okay. Again, I'm going to explain this. You have to draw the line somewhere. It can't be a gradient, okay? Saying like, okay, if someone's like, birthday is tomorrow, then you think they're not ready to raise a child, but then once it happens to be their birthday, like they can. I mean, same thing with like buying alcohol, right? If you're 20, your birthday's tomorrow, you're not allowed to buy alcohol, but the next day you are? What? The next day you are? What? That doesn't make any sense. What? Why isn't it like a slow thing or like a spectrum? It's because you have to draw the line somewhere if it's going to be a law. You have to... See what I'm saying? That's dumb. Sorry. Bro just keeps saying the same things over and over. Well, I have to because the comments are asking me the same questions over and over. You can get one whenever you need one. If you're a minor, I agree. Fetus in Latin means little human. Okay. That's fine. Can I come on live and talk? I wish you could, and I would totally let you, but I can't do that for 2 more days after today, because TikTok says I need to be live for at least 30 minutes straight and live for 3 days in a row, or 3 days, something like that. Not 3 days continuously, but 3 days at least I need to go live on 3 separate days, I think, to let people join, and this is my very first day. I grew up in foster care. I made better kids to go out and do better. That's nice. I'm sorry that you had to live in foster care, but I think you're a good example for this, right? Like, do you wish you were aborted so that you didn't have to live in foster care? I would say clearly you didn't wish you were aborted, which is why you're alive today. Because if you did wish you were aborted, if you wish you were never born, you can just... Right? Preventing human suffering for something that can't feel yet is merciful. I wouldn't always agree. I think everybody in the world goes through human suffering, some at extreme degrees compared to others. But 99.99% of people, pretty sure statistically 99.99% of people end up choosing life over death. Lots of people wish they were never born. Well, go ahead, dude. Alright, I'll follow you and join the live later. I'm Republican. Alright, I'm not Republican. But, I mean, I like Kamala way more than Trump, even though I don't agree with the abortion side of things. Don't let people join. It's not going to be civil. Well, if they're not civil, I'll just kick them out. It's okay. I meant to say don't yell there, so maybe people, once they can join, will be civil. But, yeah. You should accept guests. I wish I could, man. I would rather get an abortion, give a child a terrible life in foster care, and perhaps abuse. I would rather get an abortion, give a child... I'm a communist. All right. Cool for you, man. I hope none of these people actually get a abortion. I agree, dude. That would be so sad. Girl, what? You can just what? No way he said that. You can feel like not being here and not SH? Oh, right. But if you don't, then that means, I mean, by definition, it means you would prefer to be here if you aren't. Right? I mean, you would prefer to stay alive if you aren't doing that to yourself. Because if you didn't want to be alive, if you thought the better choice, honestly, was death, that's completely your decision, man. What's your stance on things like birth control and hysterectomy? I don't know. Here to talk about abortion. I'm sorry. I've been watching this stuff. Lots of people wish they were never born. Yep. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna end the live soon, guys, because I've been on here for hours and hours and hours. No, it doesn't mean you prefer to be here. Okay, if you don't prefer to be here, then why don't you just go ahead and choose what you do prefer? Right? I mean, you have to have a reason, because if you have no reason, then that would be your reason to do that. Are you from LA? Nope. What if it is a medical need for the child? Medical need for the child? What if abortion is a medical need for the child? What? What's your main argument against abortion? I think my main argument against abortion would just be people who are pro-choice don't see abortion as killing babies, whereas I do. I think the main thing that it comes down to is the killing babies, whereas I do. I think the main thing that it comes down to is the... Bye, everybody. Yeah.